was occurring for the Elkhart County Miracle. They hit a lot of batters, including our coach Tyler Zunkel. He was finally giving himself an at-bat. It was a 3-0 count, and they hit him. Not saying it was on purpose, but I'm saying it was 3-0.
He took that ball for?
He was pretty sad that he got hit. He was like, I didn't care where it was. If it wasn't going to hit me, I was going to swing. But, yeah, so it wound up being a big win for him. Zunkel also pitched the last 6 innings of the game, and he gave up 15 hits and 8 earned runs, but somehow got the win. Yep. So, you know what? Well, you'll take it, I guess.
All that matters is getting those outs, I guess, especially with a large lead like that. Oilmen have scored 30 runs in their last 2 games. I was talking to you guys before this broadcast started, and you guys were just telling me, you were waiting for the offensive onslaught to, pick up for the Oilmen, and it really has.
It's the one thing we have not seen in a while from the Oilmen. We've been playing close games with pretty much every team across the Northern League, even teams, no offense, like yourself, the Hammond Vikings, who have been dominating against them. And so the last couple of days, that explosive Oilmen offense we saw the first 1-2 weeks of the season has finally returned, and in a good point. All-star break now. Really, we're just trying to blow the Miracle out of the water, and then it can be a fight for second place, which, again, I still contest that the Griffith Generals have a good chance of doing it. They just need to step it up a little bit here.
Yeah, and something that I happened to just see, the MLB draft obviously going on. Griffin, you a graduate of Indiana. Carter Matheson.
Not yet. No, not graduate, not yet.
Well, my apologies. You go to Indiana. Carter Matheson of IU baseball was drafted in the 5th round by the Phillies.
Nice.
I believe he might have been a region kid.
Yeah, Carter, I know he is from around here. I think, I may be wrong if I'm saying this, but Valparaiso, I think it was where he's from.
He is actually from Fort Wayne. He played at Homestead.
Nice.
But, from up here in the northern Indiana, I won't give him Northwest, but he's a northern Indiana kid. Good to see him get a chance there at the professional level. I don't think any of our guys have heard their names called yet, but in the event that they are,
yeah,
hope for the best for any of them that are in draft talks.
Now, I know they switched it up after the last couple of years, but how many rounds is this year's draft?
Oh, man, you're asking me questions I don't know the answer to.
I know. I remember they cut it down from, it was 40-something rounds to, 20. And then they had that COVID year where they only had 6 total rounds.
It is 20 rounds.
Nice. Okay. Wow. Yeah, and it was because of all those cuts to those minor league teams that the MLB did a while back ago.
Yes, and there are still compensatory picks and such that will increase the number of picks in those 20 rounds, but still an interesting one there.
Also, you got the Rule 40 draft also, which, I haven't fully understood the Rule 40 draft just yet.
So, would you like me to provide you with a little bit of a background on the Rule 40?
Absolutely.
So, I believe Rule 40 is where if you do not have a player on your 40-man roster, another team may select their contract in this draft, but as a stipulation, they have to remain with the Major League Ball Club for the entirety of the season. If you don't want them to remain with the ball club, you send them back down, and they go back to their original team. So it's just kind of a way, some really notable picks out of it. Anthony Santander was a big one. That was a Rule 40 guy. It gives those guys that are maybe backed up a chance to go and play somewhere else when they may not have had a chance otherwise.
Absolutely. And I like the idea of the Rule 40 draft now that I fully know what it is. I remember, though, playing the show and always playing a franchise, always the Red Sox. I always try and get the best players available. And next time I would always see them next year in the Rule 40 draft just because I didn't play them myself.
Right. And it's a real interesting concept, and it looks like, is that Luigi is one of our umpires today?
Yes, it is. Hopefully he can hear us today.
He's behind the plate.
Specifically hearing me.
I'm going to be a little more quiet on my criticism. But
I won't.
Yeah. So.
Seems like one of us is getting thrown out today.
I'm not allowed to be thrown out. It's in my contract.
You signed a contract?
Yes, I did. It was a post-it note that I slapped on the door of the brick house and said, I can't be tossed.
Oh, brick house we are not in. We are at the tent in Dowling Park.
It's still legally binding. Ask my lawyer. Charlie, go ahead, tell him about it.
I'm not your lawyer.
Yes, you are.
I'm
allowed to decide.
Disbarred.
I am allowed to say anyone. If I'm allowed to say I can defend myself in court, I'm allowed to say someone else can defend me in court, and you are defending me in court.
Gang, I am not your lawyer. I'm just going to let you know that right now if you're listening to this. I cannot defend you. You are in better luck watching a few episodes of Suits and going in for yourself.
You've never watched Suits.
Nope.
I've only watched an episode of Suits.
or maybe Law and Order. That'd be a good one for you to check out. But either way, looks like the meeting between the coaches has ceased, so teams should be coming out here and taking the field, getting ready for this game to start. When we return, it'll be Griffin Winicky on the call as the Hammond Vikings host the Northwest Indiana Oilmen. You are watching the Oilmen Sports Network.
Candace, we're getting multiple reports of this mysterious but powerful phenomena. People are experiencing a sound, after which they drop everything, and I mean everything, and run to their nearest White Castle. Now, we are urging folks to stay calm. There's no evidence that this...
Richard, we're live.
When the crave calls,
Richard, we're live.
go to White Castle for the $5 bacon bundle with 2 bacon sliders and a small fry. White Castle. Follow your crave.
Hey, thanks for the backup.
We are back today here at Delling Park. Mason LaCrone out there for the Vikings. Catching today is Aaron Goins. From left to first base is Michael Estina, Parker Engel, Jacob Gunn, and Isaiah Steinhuber. Out there in left field is Zach Norwine. Center field is Dre Allred, and right field is Chris Webb. Webb not catching today. And it's Owen Bendis DHing today for the Vikings. Getting a break out in left field, who's honestly played left field, I want to say, if not every game this season. John, why don't you tell me who of the first 3 batters for the Oilmen?
Today we're throwing out Jake Pauley, Quinn Flanagan, and Tassan Lee in our 1, 2, 3 out the box. As always, a little bit of scheduling conflicts and scheduling issues across the Northern League, especially with the Oilmen. This isn't the best roster we're going to throw out there, but it is a good one nonetheless.
As long as you can get guys there, you have a game.
We do have a game.
That's right. And for Paulie is the leadoff man. Him and I both celebrating the holiday of early ordering the college football game. He said his first rebuild when he gets home will be Indiana.
Yeah. Just like Paulie, I'll be doing the same exact thing.
There you go. Got to back the Hoosiers.
Absolutely. No. Sorry about that, little technical difficulties, but you saw that first pitch, which was a ball. As LaCrone loads up. Second pitch not in there for ball 2. Jake Pauley. I'm sure no relation to Jake Paul, but have to say it because
Hopefully not.
Those names are just right then and there.
They're very similar.
Yeah. Pauley takes a ride on that one. That ball was high up. Listina at third track and a foul ball. It's going to be Norwine in left field actually grabbing that. First out of the game for Mason LaCrone will be a foul ball, but an out is an out. That'll bring up number 20, second baseman Quinn Flanagan next.
Yeah, and for Quinn, he's kind of the ultimate utility guy for this team. He was trying to volunteer himself to play at first. I believe he's playing second today, and we'll probably also be seeing him in the event that the Oilmen turn to the pen for a closer in this one.
It's always great when you can get those utility guys, especially in a league like, as we said before, just scheduling conflicts, just not a ton of people can make it out.
There's a lot of pros and cons with utility level guys, and I've said this before. I would personally rather have a guy who's really great at one thing instead of a guy who's really good at multiple things.
Yeah, but you can never mind though a guy like, and I always go back to this as a Red Sox fan, but I always think back to Brock Holt.
Oh yeah,
Ultimate utility man. Not an awful hitter, but I just remember him always just playing second base, and the next day he would be out in left field.
And then to counter that point, I always think of Leroy Garcia, who was a waste of a roster spot on the White Sox for numerous years.
Hey, Leori had some positive moments, but he's not the only utility we've had over the years.
Yeah, currently everyone on the roster we have right now is a utility level guy. Pedro Grifal's just like, let's just play this guy here today. And that's how pretty much it goes.
Still not sure how he gets Martin Maldonado out there. 2-2 pitch by LaCrone is a strike 3. Quinn Flanagan looking. That'll be the second out of the ball game for LeCrone and the Vikings. Next up to bat, bring up number 38, Desan Lee.
Which, by the way, we have guessed we're between two things. His helmet has a D on it, right? And we're pretty sure it's because he went to De La Salle High School and not because it's Desan.
Okay.
Just in case you were wondering.
I didn't fully see the front of his helmet. Now I just did. Well, Desan will look at ball high.
The temptation I would have had if I was a player, like that, and just taking out like whiteout and drawing a San after the D on my helmet would be pretty tempting. Make sure no one else takes it.
I would have written man. It's a demand.
Man.
Or bomb.
The bomb.
No, that's true.
Desan lasers that one over to short. Parker Angle to play it. Can he get it there in time? Yes, he can. 3 up, 3 down for LeCrone and the Vikings. And after these messages, the Vikings will be up to bat.
Safety isn't a list of boxes to check. It's taking the best technologies out there and adapting them to work for you. The ultrasound that can see inside patients can also detect early signs of corrosion at our refineries. High-tech military cameras that see through walls can inspect our pipelines to prevent leaks. Remote-controlled aircraft can help us identify potential problems and stop them in their tracks. At BP, safety is never being satisfied and always working to be better.
Who is the IBEW? We're the people who bring the power to your home, the ones who make sure your phone calls and internet keep speeding along. We build things like schools and hospitals. We bring the biggest shows and sporting events to the world, keep America's railroads on the right track, help cities, states, and the federal government work for you. And we proudly build products made in the USA. The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, the IBEW.
And we are back. Vikings up to bat after that 3-out inning. First 3 up to bat for the Vikings will be Jacob Gunn. He's been our usual leadoff hitter for a bit. Aaron Goins batting in that 2-hole spot. Mike Listina back after a little break. He's doing a great job this year. Listina selected to the All-Star game, which unfortunately was canceled due to rain. Rain's just been...
It's a commonality in the Northern League.
It's been the biggest enemy to the Northern League, I'd say.
It's not been a particularly sunny summer.
It's been a cruel summer, not a cool summer.
Oh, very true.
Cruel summer.
Good song, by the way. Cruel
It's a
summer.
banger. Bananarama. It's the band that sings it. One-hit wonder.
Normally how it goes back in the...
I think that was 80s.
A lot of those, like,
For sure,
a
80s.
lot of those, like, rock bands, like, I always just think, I'm just trying to think right now, The Offspring. There's another band that I'm thinking of that I can't think of. They've got one really good song, and that's all anybody knows them for. They're an
The
alternative
Beatles.
band.
One really good song, followed by a gluttony of mid products.
That's a good way to get the people riled up.
You are lucky that we are on the air, pal.
I'd say that to people's faces.
You just did.
Oh, are you saying you don't like that comment?
Oh, I don't like that comment one bit. I like the Beatles, okay? My grandma was a big Beatles fan.
I haven't listened to a whole lot of the Beatles. Quinn Flanagan on the mound for the Oilmen. John, why don't you tell me who's out there for the Oilmen?
Looking at the battery today, it's Chapelis and Desan Lee. Left to right on the infield is Mason List, Aiden Thaxton, Quinn Flanagan, and Zamarion Hatcher over there at first. And left to right in the outfield is Isaiah White, Ryan Henschel, and Jake Pauley, rounding out the 9 at 9.
No all set up for number 4, Jacob Gunn.
Charlie, have we seen Desan Lee catch?
Yes, we have.
Have we?
Yep, he
Rare?
does catch. Not a ton, but he does catch when called upon to do so.
Gunn's first pitch is a swing and a miss. Gunn hit
We fouled it off, not swinging a miss.
Oh, fouled off, sorry. Gunn hit 268 on the year. Playing second base today. Second pitch will look at a strike 2. And Gunn, kind of one of those guys you can plug in anywhere on the infield. I've seen him play first, second, shortstop, and third, and even in the outfield.
Going back to those utility level guys.
He lays that one fair on the line. Gunn will round first, but won't go 2. Gunn in with a single, and that was super close, right on the line right there. He wasn't too sure himself.
Really good placement on that. That's about all you can ask for to do. Just put one in play and make something happen.
Absolutely.
Also, great heads-up base running to not go to second. He easily would have been gunned down if he had have gone.
Yes, he would have. Smart base running right there by Jacob Gunn.
By the way, Chapelis does come into this game. This is his 4th appearance, 2nd start, 9 ERA on the year. So he'll give you some runs every now and again.
Aaron Goins up, and he puts that one over to third. Going to play it to 2, and Oilmen, yes, they do. Double play right there for the Oilmen. Great play right there by Mason List to even start it. And just like that, a single turns into 2 outs. Now bring up Mike Listina.
How quickly the tides turn on that
Absolutely.
one. You feel the momentum, and then one pitch later, you have no base runners and 2 outs.
Poof, just like that.
Ooh, there it is. As Michael
There it
Stan
isn't.
comes up.
Poof, there it isn't.
Far and away one of the better hitters so far this year for the Vikings. Hit .407 on the year. They're looking at a ball outside. Stina comes all the way from Texas, Trinity University. So that ball is chopped over at shortstop. He's going to be able to play it. No, he can't. Aiden Daxon unable to play that. Listina gets in first just in time for an infield single.
That was a really nice play. A little more communication going to be needed out there on the mound. You could tell Thaxton hesitated because Chapelis kind of looked like he thought he was going to get the ball. But a really nice throw after he got it on the run. Good hustle. Makes that a base single.
And that comes with a lack of playing with a guy a serious amount. You know, it's one of the disadvantages of the Northern League. It's kind of a plug and play players. And so if you don't have a lot of experience working with a guy, you don't know what he's bound to do on the mound. But regardless, like Charlie said, better communication is needed.
And with that is Owen Bendis, who looks in at ball number 2.
Also, to be completely fair, Listina busted it down the line.
Yeah, great hustle right there. Made a great attempt at it. Still also a good play by Thaxton, just to even get it there. Close play. 0-2 pitch turns into a 1-2 count. Bendis, native here at PNW, is used to these fields.
I think Luigi just gave a sign back to his base umpire of watching for a Chapelis balk.
And that Bendis hit is, oof. Well, that Bendis hit went straight to the outfield. Listina tried starting it to 2, could not get there in time, and he's thrown out by Jake Pauley. After that, or we'll be right back after those messages.
Wait! Let me help! Land of Frost! Premium meat! Delicious! And no byproducts!
Toss it in.
Et moi?
Okay.
Whee!
Make a smart choice. Land of Frost Premium Meat.
We don't go to the office, we build it. This is a truism with Ironworkers Local 395 and the Northwest Indiana Contractors Association. Our goal is to exceed our customers' expectations. We provide a skilled, OSHA-trained, drug-free workforce, as well as many other certifications from our 4-year training program. Every time you hire an ironworker from Local 395, you should feel confident that you are receiving highly trained, highly skilled, and drug-free journeymen and apprentices who take their job and your project seriously. For more information, contact us at 219-763-7900 or ironworkers395.com.
Are back. 3 outs for the Oilmen. What could have been trouble turns into nothing. As John Mastay said, poof. Just like that.
Poof, there it isn't.
Poof, there it isn't. Top of the second here, Dowling Park. Score is 0-0, as soccer fans would like to say. Some soccer championships on yesterday. Championship is not coming home to England. As I'm a fan of Argentina. I root for Argentina throughout the Copa America. I'm glad to see that they won.
Is it because of Messi?
I like Messi, yeah. I don't know. I've always I like them in, what did they win recently?
The World Cup.
Yes, the World Cup.
What was that thing they did not that long ago? There's some a Messi related today in sports history.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so just for you.
Oh, just for me.
Today in sports history and third inning trivia is specifically designed for you today, Griffin. I don't know what Immaculate Grid's going to look like once we get there, but
I haven't even looked.
Seems like it might be my day today. Oof, a good pitch right there. So Marion Hatcher swings in at strike 2. If it's my day today, I might as well play the lottery.
That's what I'm hearing.
Yep.
As long as you play responsibly.
Absolutely.
Put your entire life savings on black.
That's not responsible.
Outside pitch. Hatcher won't even look.
It is if you win. That's why you have to go for it.
I like to go for numbers. I like throwing a little bit on a couple.
The Indiana Gaming Commission is not going to like that previous comment.
That ball off the turf, and for a ball, count is 2-2.
Let me tell you, once again, I've never called on a game here, and it's been a nice day.
Yep, you know, whether it is disastrously raining or melting hot, you never know what you're going to get here at
Or
Dowling
freezing
Park.
cold.
Yeah, I'm sure you've experienced a lot more of those days than I
Freezing
have.
cold, a lot of days. This was coming back to us.
Hatcher fouls that one, coming back to us.
Grab it, Griffin. It's right there. No, it's his fans got it.
He's kind of scared that was coming right for the tent. Thank God it didn't.
Yeah, we were borrowing the tent, so that would be no good.
Yes, our last tent, our beautiful blue tent with some holes at the top. It had personality, which I like to say. Stolen.
Stolen.
So if you have it, please give it back.
Please
we
give
miss it.
back.
Or else.
You don't
Griffin's
wanna
going to come to your house.
You don't want to see me when I'm angry. Now, Hatcher here on a 2-2 count. Crone's pitch high.
If you don't give us back our tent, we're going to send Mike Jones to your house with a bat. He's going to charge the mound at your house. All day yesterday, Mike Jones wanted batters to charge the mound with a baseball bat. We kept telling him no.
The enforcer, as some would say. That
The
ball is
enforcer.
fouled back.
Mike the Enforcer Jones. We're going to have to start calling him that. He's probably listening.
Hatcher worked from an 0-2 count to a full count. And we'll do it all over again here as Crone. That ball is put into play. Gun over at second. Dives. He cannot get it. Hatcher will get in at first for an infield single. Nice hustle right there by Gunn. Just unable to get it at the time.
Just a millimeter off in a stance. A good jump and a good read. Just couldn't get to it quick enough.
Yeah,
Nothing he can do there.
It's just one of those foul balls. You say good defense, better offense. I'll bring up number 14, Isaiah White. He's got Hatcher on first with 0 outs. Crone's first pitch to White is a ball high. Crone kind of trying to set up an off speed, but releasing it just a tad bit early. .1-0 from LaCrone. That ball is rifled. Oof. Parker Engel could not get it. Hatcher will not go to 3, and he'll stay on 2. A nice little single right there by Isaiah White. I'll bring up number 11, Ryan Henschel.
And the Oilmen would really like to get some offense going early here. It's a hot day. It's humid. As they say, it's the humidity that'll kill you, and definitely that is so today. I'm also surprised looking now. I'm surprised the umpire, Luigi, hasn't yelled for that fence down there for the bullpen to be closed yet. That's dangerous.
I'm not sure if he has seen that yet.
Time will tell.
Another good song by Asia.
Ball is fouled by Henschel. Good song, yeah. So I've been constantly singing Little Lies by Fleetwood Mac.
This is just a music broadcast today.
Yeah, what if we just did? What if we just sang all day? Not sure people tune in now.
I think we'd get more viewers.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you have a Broadway voice I was unaware of?
I feel like that's
I'm
what John's
above
pulling.
I'm above Broadway.
That pitch is high in for a ball. I'd probably say I have a choir voice.
Ooh.
Count is 1-1.
So someone's running back now from your team, and I hope he closes. I think he's going to run right past that open gate, and he does. All right.
Oh, gate won't be closed.
Quick access to leave.
Yep. 1-1 count from LaCrone. Ball's inside. Counted as a ball.
We saw a lot of hit-by pitches to the Oilmen yesterday when we were in Elkhart, and I'm pretty sure most of the guys don't want to have a repeat of that today.
Yeah, I think we had 7.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a lot. It was.
7.
I'm honestly surprised no one did charge them out realistically.
Was it all the same pitcher hidden?
No.
Oh.
4 of them were Geraldo Catalina, but
Yep. Oh, that pitch right there is high. It's a 3-1 count here for Henschel. He's got Hatcher on second and White on first.
I'm looking at Lecrone's name on Game Changer, and it says M. Lecrone, and for some reason I just want to call him Macklemore.
Macklemore. Oh, Macklemore places that ball high for ball 4.
What?
And just like that, bags are loaded for the Oilmen, and a fantastic chance to get started here hot and early.
Well, they don't need to worry about getting hot. It's already happened. But starting early is another thing they want to get to here.
I mean, if you can take it hot to go, man, you got to take it.
It's hot and ready.
Pizza, as they would say.
And that was Julius Caesar's last words. That's why they named it that.
Aiden Thaxton pops that one up. Chris Webb and Wright's going to play. Hatcher's going to come from third. Webb's throws a good throw. Hatcher will run back to third. Good play right there by Chris Webb, and able to get the throw in on time. And a nice arm right there, too, off the bounce.
Yeah, and that's one of those that when you were the one that hits the ball out to right field, you go, come on, why'd that throw have to be there? Now you're 0 for 1 instead of picking up that sac fly.
And the wind pretty strong today, but coming in from the first base line, blowing out directly to left field. That's pretty much where it almost always blows out of here at Dowling Park. And so it's not like that the wind pushed that one back. This one's going to get sent on to the soccer field.
It's Mason List up to bat. Foul that one back at the soccer field. Oh, bag still loaded here for the Oilmen. 1 out, though. Lecrone with the 0-1. Pitches outside ball. Count now is at 1-1.
Lecrone right now just had 27 pitches here in the second inning. With bases loaded and still got to get some more outs, he's testing the waters of being up a little bit higher.
That ball is hit out in center field. Dre Allred's going to make a play for that. Unable to can him out in home, but he will make a throw at third. Well, best way the Vikings could probably play defense on that. And they did, giving up 1 run. Oilmen now lead 1-0 after that sac fly by Mason List. Now it's Ethan Gans DH. He's going to have runners on second and third.
And Sunkel told us before the game today that we more than likely aren't going to see Ethan Gans pitching anymore this season.
Yeah, I think he's put the kibosh on that. Something wasn't feeling quite right in the throwing motion, so going to make the decision to be a hitter and fielder here for the Lewis commit.
Well, the Lewis commit will get ball 2 inside. And yeah, it's especially during the summer, especially during a development time. You know, something's not really feeling right. Stay away from it.
And you know, guys are playing college ball. You get a little bit of you got to think you play summer ball, and then you get a little bit of space in between when your baseball season starts. You know, come springtime, no guys going out there and playing in December.
Yeah.
But still, you got to remain healthy. You never know. You can get an injury. You can be out for a year if you're not careful.
They're more common every now and then. You'd be surprised. Not first pitch, but first strike right there for Lecrone.
You know, I dealt with a major injury when I was in high school, and I was lucky enough to be back by the next season. But not too many guys are lucky like that.
Yeah, that 3-1 pitch right there will turn to ball 4. We'll turn to the top of the order here, as it is Jake Pauly up to bat. Another good chance for the Oilmen as they have runners, or if they have bags loaded. 2 outs, though.
And I should also preface, no run did score there because it was just runners on second and third, forgot to clear off first base. So my apologies, hand up on that.
Oh, pickleball's back in right field.
Oh, nice.
How many hundreds of people are going to show up to that today?
I don't know, but they flock over there. It's supposed to
popular,
rain, though,
man.
So
I saw. You know what I saw? You know what I saw on ESPN the other day, like ESPN the Ocho or ESPN2, was like the pickleball national tournament.
Yeah,
we're televising that now.
Yeah, there's some celebrities that play there. I saw Scotty Scheffler playing in that. I know LeBron, I think, has he's like an owner of a team supposedly. there's teams in pickleball.
Yeah, I was at home watching the game.
Yeah.
I was watching the whole game, and I said, he's probably going to hit this ball over the net.
And he did exactly
He
that.
did that.
Ball 2 right there for Pauly. Yeah, LeBron just a sayer of sayings, as I like to say. Son Bronny James not doing too hot in Summer League this year.
No, not at all.
He did win the Call of Duty tournament. So I'm
That's
saying he shoots better in the game than in life.
That's a problem.
3-1 count here for Pauly. Leckrone does not want to walk, bags loaded here. Swing and a miss. Good pitch right there by Leckrone, and now is a full count. Full count here, 2 outs. Jake Pauly up to bat. This is everybody's dream if it were at the bottom of the 9th.
Yeah, bottom of the 9th, 2 outs, down by 3 runs. This is what you want.
All runners go, and it is a walk, ball 4. Leckrone will walk another batter.
Makes it a 2-0 ball game here for the Oilmen. Last time these two teams faced, they 10-run ruled the Vikings. And so everyone's really just trying to get out of here today. I don't think anyone would object to leaving early.
Nope. Very hot day out today.
I don't think coaches agreed for a 7-inning game.
I wouldn't be surprised, though.
If it comes to that point.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 90.
It's
They're playing on AstroTurf. It's humid. But pickleball will go on.
Yeah, pickleball never dies. So maybe the coaches did agree to a 7-inning game while they were talking to the umpires.
Yeah.
Not sure. I guess we'll find out, when we see it.
Let me tell you something. I talked about this last time I was out here. That I go, hey, next time we come out to Dowling Park and we get an early game and it ends early, I'm grabbing my fishing poles. I'm going over to that lake. I'm not doing that today.
Nope, way too
I'm
hot.
getting in my air-conditioned car. I'm going home.
I long for the air-conditioned car.
Well, Charlie's been here for 5 hours already. That's not an understatement.
It's a little bit of an exaggeration.
That ball by Quinn Flanagan is up high and caught by Isaiah Steinhilber. Oilmen will tack on 2 runs right there. Vikings are going to try and tack some on up next after these commercials.
And for back patients to have a lot of questions. But at Midwest Orthopedic Specialty Hospital, we ask a lot of questions too. We want to know about their jobs, their hobbies, their lifestyle. Because spinal conditions are oftentimes complex and multifaceted, the best solutions take into account work and lifestyle. The spine is at the basis of everything that we do and who we are. For us, surgery is not the first priority. Finding the least invasive option to give you your life back is.
Who is the IBEW? We're the people who bring the power to your home, the ones who make sure your phone calls and internet keep speeding along. We build things like schools and hospitals. We bring the biggest shows and sporting events to the world, keep America's railroads on the right track, help cities, states, and the federal government work for you. And we proudly build products made in the USA. The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, the IBEW.
Bottom of the 2nd, brought to you by PNC Bank. PNC Bank keeps things boring with your money, and that's a good thing. PNC Bank keeping it brilliantly boring since 1865.
Absolutely. Who would not want anything fun happening with their money? Imagine.
Yeah.
Somebody's buying jet skis.
If you want something fun to happen with your money, bet it all on black.
No.
Gamble responsibly. Don't listen to John Mastay, who recently just bought a jet ski.
Did I?
You know,
by the way, that's so funny you say that because anyone who knows me knows that I morally detest gambling. I just like telling people to put all their money on black.
You know, one other thing is when you're talking about,
I guide others to a treasure I cannot possess. Go ahead, Charlie.
Spending money and stuff like that. You know, have either of you guys ever had like your card information stolen or anything?
Yeah.
I have not.
Yeah, I have.
And
too. They never buy anything fun. They bought luggage from a Marshall's.
Mine bought a office chair from Walmart.
See, like, these are functional items. Like, I'd like to be more mad at you, but I did turn my card off before they got their other purchase they were trying to do.
I think there should be – I'm not condoning this. I'm just saying, this could happen. I'm surprised we've never – there's probably exist, like, modern-day Robin Hoods where they steal people's credit cards and they just, like, literally donate money to charity. It's got to exist, right?
I'm not too sure if people are that nice, but – Isaiah Steinhilber on that will fly out to right field. Wow. You think people really steal credit cards and donate to charity?
There's got to be. It's got to exist
I'm sure
at some point.
That's like a very like
white hat hackers. You know,
like yeah. Parker Angle up to bat, and we'll get ball 1 right there.
You want to hear a good story?
Tell me.
One of my last classes I ever took of college was a intro to fiction writing. It was just a class I took to just fill class periods, and it filled a requirement. And me and a couple of friends were in there. And part of the class was we had to write a class novel. So all 30 people in the class had to write 2 or 3 pages, and we wrote a book. And so we all got divided up into groups, right? And everybody, got together. Well, the first group, obviously, they get to kind of determine what the story is. And within each group gets 10 pages. And in a matter of 10 pages, the first group decided that this kid from college who was 19 years old his dad had cancer. And he was going to hack into this bank database and just really easily transfer over $50 million into his parents' account. And it was supposed to go unnoticed. And we had to write a book like that for the rest of class.
I'm looking forward to hear a little bit more of that during this break. 3 up, 3 down for the Oilmen, and we'll be right back after these messages.
You like to work with your hands, creating something from nothing? Then think about Laborers Local 41. You'll get 432 hours of apprenticeship training, all while earning a wage with benefits and incurring no student debt. You'll travel to different job sites, learn tons of skills, and in a lot of cases, be the first one on and the last one off a job site. It all starts at laborers41.com.
You guys are crushing it. See how 8 grams of healthy protein in Land of Frost premium meat gives you energy and keeps you full. Let's get those buns toasted and bread. Cheese, 10 more. Go.
I'm getting shredded. Make the smart choice. Land of Frost premium meat.
Top of the third inning brought to you by Land O'Frost Lunch Meats. You need 3 things to make a sandwich, and make sure one of them is Land O'Frost Meats. Pick it up at your local grocery store today. Third inning also means it's time for third inning trivia, everybody's favorite segment of all time. Mike Groves, currently and still king of the third. If you ever wonder who's king of the third, just guess Mike Groves, and you have a really high percentage chance of getting it right. As always, this is Griffin's broadcast, and it's Griffin's world, and we're just living in it. So the new college football 25 was released today. If you ordered it early, main release comes out on Friday, and everyone's excited about college football right now. And so we got a college football trivia question for you guys today. I already gave Seth the question. He got it wrong, so the Brick House is already down a player. What college program has produced the most Super Bowl champions in NFL history? That's your third inning trivia. Yeah, in total. So if you think so, how many players have gone to a specific school and won the Super Bowl? That is your third inning trivia question. So make sure you get over to our Facebook at Northwest Indiana Oilmen. Join us on our live stream, and if you get the right answer before anyone else, you become the new king or queen of the third.
Wow, and that's a tough question, because there are just so many programs out there. You've got you got so many great players out of Alabama. You could say USC. Notre Dame is also a good choice, but you did tell me it was not Notre Dame.
Yeah, I gave you a little bit of a hint earlier. So Notre Dame is not one of them. That's your one hit for the day.
That's Dason Lee.
I'll give you one more hint before break. I'll tell you that.
Okay. A hint like the conference, or?
No.
Well, one thing I can
I'll
tell
give you a general location.
Okay.
We had in the past, we had a question about who had the most first-round picks.
Yes.
And I got that was USC. Mm-hmm. So on a base of that, we know that they've had the most first-round picks who maybe could have gone to a Super Bowl. So that was an ugly swing and a miss there from Hatcher. He did not see the off-speed coming.
Yeah, good.
By the way, Miss Addison Stallman, because I already gave these guys the quick hint that it's not Notre Dame, I will allow you to guess again. I want to be fair to all parties in playing today.
Ball right there for Cronin. Yeah, Super Bowl champions.
And you got to think, we talked about this earlier, Griffin. NFL rosters are huge.
Yeah.
So you're gonna, don't think of, if you're gonna start if you're gonna just try to rattle off players, don't just think of wide name players because a third string linebacker.
No, and I
kicker.
I 100%
yeah.
understand that too.
That counts as well. And just players, not coaches, front office people, janitors.
Front office members, Penn State might know that joke.
Yeah.
Penn State has appeared in every Super Bowl, whether it's,
Except
janitorial.
since whatever year,
Yeah, since whatever.
Small wording at the bottom.
Fine print.
Oof. Outside strike. Crone will tag him up. 2 outs right there for the Vikings. And I'm just thinking, a school that kind of hit my mind first is Michigan. I think Michigan, they produce a lot of good talent, whether it's, third-string linebackers or the starting quarterback squad, Tom Brady.
Yeah.
But
they also are the only one to have a president play for them, Gerald Ford.
Yeah, that is true.
Welcome to another edition of Information Charlie Knows, for whatever reason.
Part 700.
It's an ongoing series. It's like those. Who's like the author that like you always see at like a CVS?
Oh, I saw Tim Green, former Falcons player. He's an author. He was at my middle school, Grimmer Middle School, for I don't know. It was like his day at Grimmer Middle School, and I remember I got chosen to get a signed book from him, and I asked him questions. He played football at Virginia Tech or Syracuse. I forget which one.
ACC action,
Yeah,
either
ACC
way.
action. Pitch right.
And you know what? I've realized I have liked giving hints before we go to break, because for the people playing on Facebook, they can either, it's a gamble. They can risk waiting for the hint, and, maybe they give themselves a little bit of a boost. But if they risk, waiting, someone might get the answer. So I've been enjoying the hints. I might give them a little bit more.
Well, nothing like giving up the answer pretty much on a 4-pitch walk right there for Isaiah White, and I'll bring up Ryan Henschel.
I'm a little surprised Addison didn't go with Ohio State, because I'm sure they've had a lot of people.
Yeah, no, that's a good answer too. I'm thinking more Big Ten or like a dominant SEC team. That ball is hit high. Dre Allred in center, tracking it, and he will get it. 3 outs here for the Vikings as they're still down 2 and are looking to add on here at the bottom of the 3rd. And we'll be right back after these matches, as after John will tell us trivia.
So your trivia question before we go to break is, which college program has produced the most Super Bowl champions? And your guess before we go to break is, it is a school that is west of the Mississippi River.
Okay.
There's a shortage of roofers across the country. Here at Roofers Local 26, our signatory contractors are in need of a well-trained workforce, and it's our job to provide that workforce. We are looking for people that are self-motivated, people that are reliable, people that are willing to give a hard day's work. In return, they get a good paycheck with good benefits. This is not a job, this is a career. If you're willing to put the time and dedication in, we're willing to provide you the tools and training necessary for you to succeed in the roofing industry. We've been doing this for almost 100 years. We know how to get the job done.
And we are back here at the tent, as I like to call it. They may call it the Brick House.
Not our tent.
Nope.
But a tent.
Not our tent. They may call it the Brick House in Oil City, but we call it the tent here at Dowling Park.
So 3rd inning trivia here in the bottom of the 3rd. I'll give people a little bit more time. So your hint before we went to break was it was a college west of the Mississippi River, which, by the way, I'm pretty sure starts in Illinois.
Yep.
So when you said, "How about Oklahoma?" That's well past it, buddy.
I'm not too keen on my geography nowadays.
So you guys want to get your final answers in?
Yeah, Charlie, I think you had I'm not sure what you'll go with, but I think USC was a good answer that you chose. But
Yeah, I think I'm going to go USC.
I think I'm going to go with Texas, because I thought that was a good answer.
Well, thank God for Charlie Schmidgold, because it is USC.
Boom!
So here's so do you want to guess a number, a relative number?
Ooh, I'm going to go. Give me 98.
Okay, that's a high. It's 50.
Oh,
50. Okay.
I was going to say along lines like 70, but I thought 90 was a better guess. Well, wow, that's
a lot.
Yeah. It's almost as
and the
many Super Bowls.
Number can always, was it?
It's almost as many Super Bowls.
A little bit under, but yeah, you're close. Some notable players. Ronald Jones Jr. and Juju Smith-Schuster.
Notable players.
Lynn Swann, Ronnie Lott, Troy Polamalu,
Yep.
Clay Matthews, Reggie Bush.
That was a fantastic linebacking core they used to have, but it was Matthews, Polamalu, and Brian Cushing.
Oh yeah.
Chris Webb at the plate now. He looks in at that ball. Count is now 3-1.
So there's a couple schools that are tied for 2. The Miami Hurricanes, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, and the Tennessee Volunteers, the Penn State Nighty Lions are all tied for second with 45 players.
Do you have an idea where Texas falls into there? 'Cause I feel like Texas would have a decent amount of Super Bowl winners, but
let me see here. I mean, it only gave me the top 10. You said Texas?
Yep.
I'm surprised Tennessee's that high. Good for
a
Rocky Top.
a tie for 6th place is the Michigan Wolverines,
Okay.
Florida State Seminoles, the LSU Tigers. Excuse me, the LSU Tigers are just 8. The Georgia Bulldogs are 9, and Ohio State Buckeyes, UCLA Bruins are tied for 10th. So Texas not even in the top 10.
Yeah. Oh, I'm a little surprised by that.
Me too.
Chris Webb walked on his last at-bat. And Zach Norwine up now, swinging a miss. The count is now at 1-1.
Which means if you looked at it, if you wanted to ask a separate question to this, what Big Ten school has the most?
That would still be number 1.
Yeah, that is true. As Chris Webb does go off and steals, he's safe in at second. Oof. Close play right there, but Webb under the tag is in safe at 2. His 4th stolen base on the year.
And was that a strike or it was a ball?
I'm pretty sure they called that a ball.
Yep,
yeah.
that was
2-1 count here, as umpire shows. Getting a little windier here, thank God, because it has been so hot
cool
today.
it off. I mean, we had so many. Shirley, I know you're not not directly from the area. Me and Griffin are a little bit closer here, but we got so much rain.
It was
last
a lot
night.
of rain last
We
night.
got
had
a ton of
so
rain.
much.
Lot the last 2 days, and actually a lot of tornado warnings across the Chicagoland area yesterday as well.
Yeah,
We were in thunderstorm warning for a while. It was I was watching John Wick 2, and then it came up like brrr, and just ruined the movie for me.
My Wi-Fi went out, so.
Oh my God.
That's awful.
It was out this morning too. It was rough. It was. I don't know how I got by.
Nothing's worse than like having like a nice day to spend a decent amount of hours playing video games. Just leave your Wi-Fi's out. What can you do about it?
I was in the middle of an online FIFA game too.
Yeah.
It was really brutal.
Zach Norwine walks on that. Bring up the top of the order, Jacob Gunn. He'll do it with no outs and runners on first and second.
So yeah, USC has produced the most #1 overall picks and also the most Super Bowl champions. That was a question we asked a while ago that Charlie alluded to. Charlie does listen and remember my trivia questions, which I am appreciative of, because sometimes I do give a little hints in previous questions.
It's an Easter egg.
Yes, it is.
Jacob Gunn swings and misses on that one. A 1 count here. Yeah, and we've talked about it all day, and we're going to keep talking about it. We just cannot wait to play college
football 25.
It is a game-changing game.
I can't wait.
Been way too long.
I can't wait to have Purdue be my dynasty, and then I don't have to do anything, and they just become the worst football program of all time. Isn't that right, Charlie?
That would make me happy.
When Not the Expert did their sim, they were doing the CUSA, and all of a sudden, he scrolls over to who's in the conference championship games. Purdue is in there. Good omen? Maybe.
No.
Maybe. You never know.
Once again, if we have to remind you folks, Charlie, Purdue graduate, me and Griffin, IU home crowds.
Yep. As Jacob Gunn strikes out looking on an outside pitch right there. Not happy with the call. I'll bring up Aaron Goins. And yeah, I'd be pretty happy to see Purdue, down in the dumps, but I know
Listen, let me tell you something. We know we're not as good at sports than you guys are. We know that.
I'd say it depends on the sport, but my freshman year we did beat
the
you
ones
guys
that
by
matter.
56, and that I remember that fondly.
Yeah, we got torched as Goins puts that into play. Third baseman will tag Chris Well. Will try and make a play at first.
Oh,
and
wow.
Yes, he does. Good double play right there by Mason List as he tags out Webb, throws him out over at first. We'll be right back after these messages.
Safety doesn't come in a box. It's not a banner that goes on a wall. It's not something you do now and then, or when it's convenient. It's using state-of-the-art simulators to better prepare for any situation. It's giving offshore teams onshore support, and it's empowering anyone to stop a job if something doesn't seem right. At BP, safety is never being satisfied and always working to be better.
Miller Lite tastes great. Let's fill it. Tastes great. Let's fill it. Tastes great. It is both. It is both. It is both. It is both. It's both.
Hey, thanks for the backup.
We are back here at Zowling Park. And 2-0 Oilmen game here as it is the top of the fourth. I am sweating. John Massey's probably sweating. I know Charlie Schmeichel is definitely sweating.
Charlie's
you
wearing
can
pants,
see it
folks.
through my pants.
Wearing pants.
It's pretty bad.
In his defense, I'm not defending him. This is what his defense is. He goes, when I woke up this morning, it said it was 75, and for some reason, Charlie did not account for the fact that the sun was going to rise.
Well, no, I mean it was earlier in the day, but the heat really came on out of nowhere. I feel like I took the dog out this morning and it was fine. The dog didn't really need to go outside again. The dog was kind of chilling, so I didn't really go outside until I left. And then when I left, I got outside and I was like, oh man, this could be a problem. But I've already put these pants on. I'm not going to go in and change. Why would I dirty another pair of pants? I got to wash them anyway.
Good call. I need to do my laundry for sure.
Yeah, that might be an action that happens while some college football is getting played tonight for me.
Not a bad idea.
Run the route.
Run the route again.
What are you guys most excited for? Is it Dynasty? I think everyone's excited for Dynasty.
Yeah, I'm just excited to get on there with my friends. I've never actually had an online Dynasty. I used to play NCAA Football 13 on my old Xbox 360. RG3 was on the cover. It was a good year that year.
What I'm excited for, and this is maybe what it's like, you try to play Dynasty in other sports, in the actual ones, NHL, NBA, MLB, and they almost kind of force you to have to worry about salary cap. And, I know you can turn that feature off, but then it gets a little bit more difficult.
It gets out of
There's
hand.
so many things you got to worry about if you want to play Dynasty now in any sport. And I feel like college football is kind of just going to simplify that, unless there's like a hidden where it's like you actually don't have to give NIL money. Listen, man, I'll throw $6 million at a 5-star recruit. I'll do it.
The other thing that I find more interesting about this as compared to other sports is you only have these guys for 4 years, 5 years if they use a redshirt year.
Mhm.
So creates a lot more turnover and it's a lot more engaging for you.
I think that's
my first school is gonna be Notre Dame, my favorite college, even though I didn't go there. I'm just gonna be like, hey, do you want to play with God? And that's gonna be my recruiting scheme.
Touchdown, Jesus.
Have you seen Rudy?
Yeah. Do you want to be Rudy?
That ball is lifted high in the air.
I'm telling you right now, when I'm excited for Ultimate Team 2, and when they start adding in new players, they gotta add Rudy.
Yeah, no,
like
Rudy
a
has to be
45 overall.
No, they'll make him a 99. Too bad, but though. My friend likes to tell me a nice joke. Rudy was offsides.
He was, wasn't he?
Yeah, he kind of was, but nobody threw the flag.
Yeah. It's one of my favorite sports movies of all time.
It's a great sports movie. Vince Vaughn was in it. John Favreau was in it.
John Favreau's in it.
I did a college tour at Holy Cross, and that was one of their things that they pitched was, we're where Rudy left.
That's really all they got.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Thaxton puts that one fair. Lestina nowhere near it. Thaxton just too fast for that. He's in there with an infield single.
Beautiful placement.
Good job by Lestina as well to at least make a throw attempt on it. A little bit of a Manny Machado. That's what if I looking at him over there at third, that's like the closest player I relate him to, looking at build, when he plays offense, how he plays defense as well. It's like the closest guy I can relate to him is Manny Machado.
He's got a good bat too.
Going to have I thought we had a runner replacement. I think Isaiah White just grabbed Thaxton's hitting gear, so no problem there.
No substitution as is Mason List on the bag.
To be honest, I don't even think we have substitutes. So
yeah,
one of the substitutes is Charlie.
Yeah, Charlie.
He's wearing pants today.
No wonder why he wore pants today.
He's actually wearing. These are actually tearaway khakis. He's gonna rip them off, and the jersey's just gonna come right out.
Charlie's wearing 2 pairs of pants today. Nobody knows why. It's 90 degrees out.
Got him.
Oof. Did not get
bad
him.
Angle. I've seen too many times here in the Northern League. I've seen guys getting picked off and thrown at it first, and the umpire's standing in the middle of the infield, and that's where he has to stand.
Sometimes they just aren't looking.
No, it's just a bad angle. It has nothing to do with looking or not. It's just you can't see the bat, especially so many guys, if there's a throw down from home. And we saw it yesterday with Groberski, when they try to catch it and then they swing back, opposite into the foul territory. An umpire can't see that if you get the tag across because the runner's body's in the way.
0-2 pitch, strike 3. Good off speed right there by Leckrone. And another strikeout by him. So that now brings up Ethan Gans.
Leckrone right now, 61 pitches here in the top of the fourth. Was able to reel it back just a little bit after having bases loaded. Only a 2-0 ball game now for the Oilmen.
Yeah, not a bad showing thus far. As he throws a ball right there, but Leckrone, I mean, you look at his last few games, he's gone over 100 pitches in most of the starts he's thrown. So don't be surprised to see him go maybe 6 innings, over 100 pitches. As he checks over there. Thaxton will remain safe. One out here for Gans. Krone's pitch in the turf.
It is currently 91 degrees.
It's just, wow.
It's feels like 94. It's 61% humidity.
Leckrone with another check. One more, and it's just another disengagement. He'll have to go to second base.
Isn't he already at 3?
I thought he was.
As long as you throw, the disengagement rule does not matter in college. So it's just disengagements without a throw that you are limited on.
Okay. Leckrone throws third ball right
the
there.
more you know.
The more you know, Charlie Schmidt-Gall.
Yeah. Well, Lecrone's thrown about 7 balls in this at-bat. It just so happens that 4 of them have been over to first.
That one right there will be called a strike. 3-1 count here for Gans. Yes, thank goodness for the breeze because it feels fantastic. Ball 4. Gans will walk over to first base. Thaxton over to second. Now bring the top of the order is Jake Pauley up. Not the boxer.
Don't call him that.
I had a feeling I'd ruffle some feathers
TikTok
with that
star.
one. TikTok
Vine
superstar.
sensation, Jake Paul. Paulie's 0 for 1 on the day. He's been doing good as of late in his plate appearances. Could really use a nice hit here to get some more running going for the Oilmen.
Ball inside by Leckrone.
And I feel like I talk about a lot of the guys being chaparral. He is one of them from the College of DuPage. He's got the helmet to prove it today. And he's also one of these brutes with no batting gloves, man.
Old school.
That's a tough look. That ball was popped high in the air. Gunn and Webb could not locate it. All runners will go to second and third and stay there. His bags are now loaded. So this 2-hole hitter, Quint Flanagan.
I wasn't a batting gloves guy either when I played.
Ooh,
I saw the movie Blisters fan.
I saw the movie 42, and I saw Jackie Robinson put the bat between his legs, grab a bunch of dirt, and rub them together. And I just did that for the remainder.
You get a lot of blisters or no?
You know, you only get blisters if you hold the bat on long enough, and I was first pitch swinging all the time, so.
I was sort of a walking
Not a lot
machine
of blisters.
myself. As Flanagan looks in at ball 1.
You know the origin of batting gloves?
Paul Carrollson.
Yeah, he wore the golf glove.
Yeah, he wore the golf gloves when he was on the Red Sox.
There you go. Look at you, showing off the chops.
If I had to wear
a ball
nowadays, if I wore batting gloves, I would definitely. There's someone in the league who does it. I always forget his name, but I would wear those yellow cattleman gloves. Those just all leather ones.
That is that's on my squad.
Yeah.
Owen Bendis wears.
Does Bendis do the cattleman gloves?
There's
yeah.
another guy who also wears them.
I think that's so funny. I was doing a softball tournament a couple of months ago for the CCAC over in Crown Point, and there was a girl who wore yellow cattleman gloves, and like I could hear girls from other teams like in between breaks making fun of her. This girl easily was the best batter of that tournament.
I mean, those gloves are fantastic.
Oh, they're
probably.
so great.
Yeah.
They're so great.
Another ball here, and the count's now 3-1 for Flanagan. Leckrone does not want to let up another run due to a walk. Getting out number 2 is number 1 priority here for the Vikings. Pitch is in and is up in the air. Webb chasing after it. That ball's going to fall fair. One run will come across for the Oilmen. That's all it will be. They now lead 3-0.
Well, sometimes that's all it takes, man, is just one that floats out there and finds some real estate.
Yeah, Webb playing right field just a little bit more towards center.
And, you know, John Lieber's not here, but him and I would both agree. We call that the Bermuda Triangle on baseballs. There's going to be a mound visit now. Are they pulling him or talking to him?
Nope, they're definitely going to talk to him, though, as Elijah Rodriguez and Josh Viz are running over to the bullpen.
They did close that door, by the way.
Maybe closing that gate.
No, it's closed now. It's closed now. They did it.
Coach Hunt just talking to LeCrone, just trying to get him out of this 4th inning.
Well, one thing you got to remember, and we got to tell you folks at home about this as well, we are sitting on the third base side behind home plate facing the field, and the sun is right behind us. And so pretty much if you're in right field, you're just catching – if you're playing right field, second, and first, you're catching sunlight the rest of the night. And so sometimes a play like that, and you've seen 2 fly balls kind of go to that shallow just off of the infield dirt.
Yeah, no, it's definitely something.
So you can lose it. You can lose it. It's understandable. You know, you want to catch it if you're a player. You want to catch it if you're a fan.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes it's just hard. You don't know the conditions out there.
Sun is always an enemy of an outfielder. So that brings up the catcher to Son Lee. Coach Hunt instructing his infielders to play a little bit shallow.
Well, middle infield are going to stay back here, but corners are going to come in.
Lee's first pitch is fouled off. LeCrone's definitely got to attack here. Just throw him strikes. He hasn't done a great job. He's let up a couple easy balls, just high and inside, trying to kind of place those off speed. But his fastball, he has a great location with it most of the time. High ball right there. Now the count's stuck to 1-1.
Coach asked Desan if he was going to be getting hits today, and he said yes. And he said, great, I'll put you in the 3-hole then.
Currently 0 for 2.
So he still has to work on it.
Lee puts that one in the air, Allred in center tracking it, and he will get it. Out number 2, he'll throw it to the third baseman. Run will come across anyways. Lee gets himself a sac fly. The score now is 4-0 Oilmen. Oh, getting that second out is definitely doable, or definitely something you wanted. Run, though, tough to say. So now just extend their lead just a little bit more.
I mean, when the bases are loaded, I think you'll just take the outs however you can get them, and now puts you in a position where you just have the one more to get.
Well, when you have bases loaded and you're not at 2 outs, you just have to play, damage control. And so if you can get an out and you exchange it for a run, you almost have to do it that, because the alternative is you drop it and you don't get the out and you put them 2 runs. So it's just how baseball is. Sometimes you got to play a little bit of chess out there.
It is chess, not checkers, they say. LeCrone with the delivery. Oof, inside pitch. Hatch thought that was going to get him. Did not, though. Count now is at 2-0.
It's chess, not checkers, and if it was checkers, it's Chinese checkers.
Hatcher's got Pauly over at third. And Flanagan at second. Puts that one to play. That ball's going foul, though, early on that. So there's a little bit of movement in the bullpen right now as Josh Biz tossing a little bit. Crone just needing to get out of this inning first. That ball is put into the air. Dre Allred tracking in center, and he will get it. Vikings get 3 outs, but not before the Oilmen can get 2 runs. Score is now 4-0 Oilmen, and we'll be right back after these messages.
Don't let pain knock you out of the ring. Our hand, wrist, and elbow experts are pioneers worldwide. You need us in your corner. Midwest Orthopedics at Rush. Make an appointment today. After our minimally invasive spine surgery, 80% of golfers maintained or improved their handicap. Be treated by the pros to play more like a pro. Midwest Orthopedics at Rush. Make an appointment today.
That's right, Candace. We're getting multiple reports of this mysterious but powerful phenomena. People are experiencing a sound, after which they drop everything, and I mean everything, and run to their nearest White Castle. Now, we are urging folks to stay calm. There's no evidence that this...
Richard, we're live.
When the crave calls,
Richard, we're live.
Go to White Castle for the $5 bacon bundle with 2 bacon sliders and a small fry. White Castle. Follow your crave.
Bottom of the fourth here at Dowling Park. Oilmen lead 4-0. Vikings trying to just get a jump here. They've gotten some hits. They've gotten on base. They just haven't crossed home plate yet. Connor Chapless is pitching a pretty solid game.
And right now for the Vikings, the number one priority is just trying to get into the bullpen for the Oilmen. The Oilmen bullpen is an inconsistent thing. I would say it's definitely the weakest point. I don't know if Charlie would agree with that or not.
Yeah, I mean, it just depends on who you have, right? Because sometimes you have guys that are better out of the pen than they are as starting. Today, though, I don't feel too bad about this Oilman group. I think there is a new guy coming in that Tyler's uncle did not tell me about, so I might have to run over and grab his name at some point. But, you know, just do what you can and try to get outs.
I'll bring up Michael Estina. Looks in at ball 1.
So bear with me here, Griffin. Just watch Listina's batting here and tell me you don't see Manny Machado.
Well, ball there. I'm not saying I don't see Machado, but
I think it looks more like Listina.
Yep,
Wow,
definitely
thanks,
looks more
guys.
like
Thank
Listina
you.
than
Thank
Machado.
you. Thank you.
But I do kind of understand. I do see the band stance where the 1 foot's a little bit more out. I understand that point of view. Listina looks at strike 1, 2-1 count now.
By the way, your by-inning pickleball update, there's about a good 40 people over there now.
It filled up since
in
we
right
last
field.
talked about
the
it.
entire one side of the courts here at Dowling Park is loaded. Yes, he did. Oh, I called it.
Yes, he did. Listina did go. Count now 2-2.
2-2. Also, I don't want to be that guy, but if I saw that from back here, there should not have been an appeal on that.
Listina on the 2-2. Looks at strike 3.
No, I'm going to say you think they swung.
Oh. Well, either way, he strikes out on that one. I'll bring up the 4-hole hitter, Owen Bendis.
And Bendis is, again, one of those hitters that's on this Vikings team that can really give you a spark. So
He brings a good jump to the ball whenever he makes contact. So he looks at strike 1 right there. Bendis kind of started off the year pretty slow for the Vikings, but since, you know, I'd say about a week before the All-Star game or so, he's really turned it on. So he puts that one foul.
This will be Chapelis's 40th pitch of the day. Pretty good track for him so far.
Yeah, pretty good pitch count.
Here in the bottom of the 4th with 1 out. Overheard a little bit of him talking to his uncle before the game that there might have been some pitch count worries and how far he goes, but Chapelis right now is humming along like a fine-tuned machine.
This machine ready to throw to Bendis on the 1-2 count. Bendis puts that drive in that ball is foul. Not fair. And we'll do that 1-2 all over again.
There's some people who are going out on pickleball in right field.
Ball 2 for Bennison. Yeah, I mean, it's a rising sport. You'd be surprised about how many people were playing pickleball from now and 5 years ago. It's insane. Bennison on the 2-2. We'll look at that one in the turf. Count will turn full.
And for the purposes of efficiency, if you're Chapelising, you're ahead 0-2. Don't really want to fill the count up.
Want to give him something to chase.
This has been one of the longer at-bats we've seen here from Chapelis. That one went off his foot there. He's been forcing guys to put the ball in play, or he's been gunning down guys early. And so, you get a couple foul balls on Chapless, and you make him.
You got to make him work for that strikeout. Full count here. We'll do it again for Bendis. Bendis puts that into play.
Ooh.
Off the second baseman, Flanagan. Bendis, quick turnover first, won't go second. He's in there with an infield single. Flanagan, good attempt on it, just off him on the wrong way.
Yeah, when a ball's hit that hard, when you try to make that motion, sometimes it's just going to be a little too hot to handle on the extension.
Especially on a wet AstroTurf field. That ball did not lose velocity once it hit the ground.
I'll bring up Isaiah Steinhilber.
Which, by the way, Charlie, if I'm being completely honest, I'm really surprised. You look back at our game yesterday, as the runner goes, I'm surprised that we didn't see more errors from both sides.
Yeah, both sides kind of adjusted well to the climate issues. When I was in here so early, I did actually happen to walk around the field and kind of take note of it.
Don't ask him how he got in, folks.
It wasn't wet out there. It was doing a pretty good job of drying up, and now it's been sitting out there for a while longer. But
been baking?
Yes, it has.
Which, once again, both teams, which I understand it for one, because it's the only jersey you guys have, but both teams wearing black jerseys today. Is that the best decision?
Nope.
No. Was that the decision that was made?
Yes.
Steinhilber looks in at ball 3 right there. .30 count here. Steinhilber may or may not take it. I've been a little bit surprised this year. I feel like a lot more people are swinging on 3-0 counts. Steinhilber will look on 3-0. First strike he sees.
Well, I think people swinging on 3-0 counts might have to do with a small desire from every player to have this game end early and to go back to their air-conditioned vehicles.
Oh, that's more motivation than anybody should need. Steinhilber walked on that, but while at the same time, Bendis will take third base. Now runners around the corners for Parker Engel. Engel hitting 125 on the year. Not doing so hot, but a good chance right now to get some runs on the boards for the Vikings.
Batting in the 6th spot here today, he's 0 for 1, but with 2 runners on, you're down by 4. This is a big moment for him.
Follows that one back out of Knox College.
What's the Knox College mascot?
A bulldog, I think.
We have to look it up. It's a rule on the broadcast if we ever hear a new college. Blaze the Fox.
The Knox Foxes.
What does he say?
The Knox Fox.
The Knox Fox. Yeah, what does Blaze the Fox say? Ball right there for Parker Engel. That ball is popped up. Right fielder Pauly trying to make a play on. He'll get it. Bendis is coming home.
Oh, beautiful
third. No,
throw.
He won't. Good play on the ball right there by Jake Pauly. Just like that, 2 outs here for the Oilmen. Is now Dre Allred. Allred out of Bethel. Some of you may remember last time we were out here against the Oilmen. Allred hit one about 340 out in left field. Reminder, the dimensions are about 330 in the corners. We'll say about center field 405.
To be completely fair, it's not about 330. It is 330 in left and right field. It's marked. Yeah, also, I do specifically remember that one of your guys hit a home run, and I'm like, yeah, that probably landed like 340, and you're like, 350. And you're like, okay, 350. And you're like, no, now that I think about it, it's about 360. You just kept adding distance to it. So if you ever...
Well, if Sabermetrics can do it, then so can I.
Yeah. So if you ever want to have someone do stats by hand, call Griffin Winicky, because he'll be favorable to you.
I'll be at the Derby tonight, just calculating home run
Yeah.
distances.
Yeah.
Any wild
He's gonna go to Texas right after this game. He's got a red line.
I think it might have just started.
Oh, Dre Allred in on that one right there as a single. And the home run derby has not started. I know you probably got that Instagram notification.
Yeah, I did,
Started
actually.
taking BP. Doesn't start till 7.
Yeah, they started the broadcast probably.
Yeah.
They start. Is Benetti doing it again?
I don't know.
I hope so. I was a big fan of Benetti. He was on the White Sox.
He's
I'm
more
a fan of Benetti now.
A Fox guy.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Are they not doing it?
It's on ESPN today, so I don't think so.
Wait, what are you talking about? Guys, Benetti works for ESPN.
Benetti signed a giant deal with Fox.
When?
Over the offseason.
Was that when he went to the Tigers? I thought that was just Bally Sports.
I think it was right before he went to the Tigers. The Tigers are, in fact, the Bally Sports Network, but all the college football and stuff he did last year, that was all done through Fox.
Jason Benetti was making money moves this offseason. Yeah, I know, and listen, I knew that, this is a weird way, I know that Jason Benetti was a part of ESPN for a while.
He was.
Because if you go to and stay in a Disney hotel resort, and they have like coffee table books, and it's like, meet some of the cast members. There's an entire page dedicated to Jason Benetti, who worked for ESPN. So they might have to tear that page out.
That's nice.
Burn the whole book.
I used to like listen to his broadcast when he would call Pac-12 games with Bill Walton.
Or
man, when Dave Pash would do it too. Those games were always great.
It's really difficult to be good at a lot of sports, and Benetti was one of the very few to do it.
He, Kevin Harlan, Gus Johnson, Jim Nantz, just to name a few.
Please, you know who's not on that list?
Who?
Joe Buck.
Joe Buck, who has only done football and baseball. Chris Webb swings and misses. I'm sure he's done basketball too. 3 outs right there. Vikings tack on 1. Oilmen still lead 4-1, and we'll be right back after these messages.
Don't go to the office. We build it. This is a truism with Ironworkers Local 395 and the Northwest Indiana Contractors Association. Our goal is to exceed our customers' expectations. We provide a skilled, OSHA-trained, drug-free workforce, as well as many other certifications from our 4-year training program. Every time you hire an ironworker from Local 395, you should feel confident that you are receiving highly trained, highly skilled, and drug-free journeymen and apprentices who take their job and your project seriously. For more information, contact us at 219-763-7900 or ironworkers395.com.
BP's natural gas teams use smart app technology to share data from any well instantly, so they can analyze trends and stop potential problems in their tracks, because safety is never being satisfied and always working to be better.
Top of the 5th inning here on the Northwest Indiana Oilmen Sports Network, brought to you by Miller Lite. It's a hot day, and there is nothing better than an ice-cold beer. 5th inning brought to you by Miller Lites.
I like that.
Thank you. Thank you very much. For those of you wondering, no, it's an Arizona iced tea, but the sound effect is really what we were going for.
That's what we were feeling.
As always, great taste, less filling. And as always, please, Charlie,
please drink responsibly.
Indeed. 5th inning also means it's time for Today in Sports History, the segment where the next time you go out for a Miller Lite, you can sound a little bit smarter to the guy sitting next to you. It's a Griffin Winicky broadcast here today, so everything is always about Griffin Winicky, and the last one is about him as well. You mentioned he was a big Messi fan. But in 1876, this is a good one, Charlie. You might keep this one stored in the back of your head. 1876 is baseball's first official no-hitter.
Hey.
George Bradley of the St. Louis Brown Stockings no-hits the Hartford Dark Blues 2-0.
I just got to say the team names were just
wild
terrible
back then.
then.
Wild.
Terrible.
Wild. And the mascots were like all the same, if they even had mascots.
Just socks.
1921, New York Yankees slugger Babe Ruth ties the MLB record at the time of 138 career home runs held by Roger Clemens in a 7-2 win over the St. Louis Browns at Sportsman Park in St. Louis. And here you go. Griffin, Argentina footballer Lionel Messi officially signs with Inter Miami for 2.5 years with a salary between $50 and $60 million.
Yeah, I mean that deal goes even beyond the numbers right there. There's so many like brand deals with the MLS Network and Apple TV for Messi when he joined Miami. So just tons and tons of money.
But that was Today in Sports History, folks. Tune in to our next broadcast, brought to you by Miller Lite for the 5th inning, when you can be just a little bit smarter than you were today.
I do just kind of want to give out some news around the region. Lake Central pitcher to Griffin Tobias, who was committed to go play at Indiana University, has just been drafted in the 9th round by the Brewers.
No way, really?
Yep.
Wow.
He'll join maybe if he decides to go his former teammate Josh Adamczewski from Lake Central.
Wow.
I always think it's really cool just seeing a kid from the region, whether he went to Crown Point. I was telling John Lieber this the other day.
You know what that is? That might be, and I'm looking, and this is a selfish way of looking at it, and I do apologize for that. That might be the first player I've ever called a game of who's been drafted.
Really?
Yeah.
I used to call games my senior year of high school. Griffin Tobias was a freshman, and he was good from even then. He started varsity as a freshman. As that ball is up by Isaiah White. Oof, and it's going to tap the fence. Right
he's turning 2
Isaiah
here.
White blazing with some fast wheels. White stand up with a triple. Oof, some nice piece of hitting right there by Isaiah White.
On my game changer here, I'm moving all red as far back as I possibly can because that one was slammed to the wall. Hit the turf, bounced up a little bit. Isaiah White out of the running, sprinting out of the box. Yeah, Griffin Tobias is an excellent pitcher. Absolutely excellent.
Really good shortstop, too. He used to bat 9th or bat 8th for the Indians when I used to call games, and he was a spark plug late in that lineup.
So going to the Brewers, good for him. Him and James Meeker really become best friends.
Yeah. Strike 2 right there for Ryan Henschel. As LeCron surely not happy.
And I'll tell you what.
Triple.
You know what? There's a
that ball put into play. Let's look at him over at home. Throw him out though at first. Well, Oilmen will tack on a run right there. Score is now 5-1. That'll bring up Aiden Thaxton. Yeah, and that's going back to that. It's cool seeing that, especially when you've called a game like Griffin Tobias's. When did you have the opportunity to call a game?
Semi-state at the Steel Yard versus Chesterton. He in Chesterton was one of the best teams in the area, and I think if you'll ask anybody that Chesterton was the better team. But, man, he just shut him down.
He pitched 8 2/3 innings in the state championship that ended up going to extras, but he pitched a fantastic game. And I'm forgetting the name of the other team, but their starting pitcher, he was committed to Alabama. Both those guys, it was a fantastic duel in the state championship. But, yeah, just a nice little congratulations to Griffin Tobias on being drafted.
I wonder what he'll do.
Yeah, I'm curious. He is committed to go play at IU. Go Hoosiers.
Well, nowadays it's a much more interesting choice now with NIL, and now schools can actually just straight up pay players. Did he drop it?
No, he did not. He dropped his hat and his glasses. Oh. I thought that was a ball too, but Dre Allred out there in center. We'll get that 8 Daxton fly ball. And yeah, I am curious to see how it is because I remember Josh Adamczewski drafted last year by the Brewers, and I'm good friends with a couple of his friends, and they were telling me he wasn't too sure on it, but he wasn't really going to get a lot of NIL at the time. He was committed to go play.
Oh, Griffin Tobias will get NIL. Trust me.
Adamczewski was committed to go play at Ball State. He wasn't going to get a lot of NIL there. Had his Mason list right there. Steinhill will play it at first, and Oilmen will tack on 1 run. Vikings will shut them down after that, though. 5-1 Oilmen lead, and we'll be right back.
You like to work with your hands, creating something from nothing? Then think about Laborers Local 41. You'll get 432 hours of apprenticeship training, all while earning a wage with benefits and incurring no student debt. You'll travel to different job sites, learn tons of skills, and in a lot of cases, be the first one on and the last one off a job site. It all starts at laborers41.com.
Don't let pain knock you out of the ring. Our hand, wrist, and elbow experts are pioneers worldwide. You need us in your corner. Midwest Orthopedics at Rush. Make an appointment today.
And we are back. Just talking a little bit about some region people drafted.
Yeah, so I was gonna say this before I stopped a little bit to let the plays play out, but head coach of Hanover Central, Sal Aguilar, talked to him a couple times. I've called a couple of his games. Great guy. Hanover Central coming into the NCC this year, and absolutely I said it was like this. A new pitcher in the ball game? You're signaling? Do we know who it is, or is this the mystery man?
That's still Connor Chapulus.
Oh, you're right. I thought it was 31.
Chuck!
31 is
Chuck, I'm just going to start interrupting the points and stories you tell with just random hand questions. See how you like it.
May I continue?
Upset Charlie Schmeckel.
Anyway, Coach of Hanover Central, he made this point, and I do agree, that if you were to make in like a Northwest Indiana all-team for baseball, and you could do it for softball as well, they might go up against any place in the nation. I mean, there's some great players in Northwest Indiana for baseball.
There's some good baseball.
You take a couple here, right? Take some pitchers from Lake Central, who always pumps out good pitchers. You take some infielders and outfielders from other schools, and you'd make a good team.
Yeah, it's nice to see kind of a trend start here around the region. There have been a lot of players who you wouldn't really see back then not get a lot of these chances, like get drafted and such. But especially it's really nice to see players around the region getting selected high as 9th round, which is really nice.
Also coming from your high school as well, Griffin.
Yeah, no, I'm a pretty happy alum right here. Yeah, and even happier if he goes to IU.
Yeah, well, if me and Charlie went to schools with 4-digit graduating classes, we'd probably have a couple players get drafted too. Ain't that right, Chuck?
Yeah, something like.
I had about 800 kids in my graduation class.
Okay.
Lake Central was a huge school.
Hey, Chuck, what was your graduating class?
65.
Mine was 350, man. It's
Wow.
not a small number.
Well, Zach Norwin goes down on strikes. Top of the order now brought up for the Vikings. That is Jacob Gunn off the bat. Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry you guys went to small schools.
I mean, I didn't go to. I mean,
I guess you did. I went to a small school.
I didn't go to a small school. You just went to a college university for high school.
It wasn't nearly that. I really enjoyed my time though at Lake Central. Fantastic school. Gunn looks in at a ball. Count now 1-1. Strike 2, Jacob Gunn looks in at.
Charlie, you working on Immaculate Grid over there?
Thinking about it.
Got some good ones in the tank.
Yeah, all right.
We're going to need to do that Mike Jones call to the pen.
The Cubs are one of them, so if we had, our go-to Cubs analyst Hayden Myers,
yeah,
we'd be in a much better position.
Yeah.
Gunn fouls that one back right off to us.
Almost had it.
Would have had that if this darn fencing wasn't in front of us.
I was prepared to protect the equipment at all costs.
I was prepared to protect Charlie at all costs.
I was just going to try and catch the ball.
Protecting himself, I see.
2-2 count here for Gunn.
I know where we stand.
Ball is going to be past Lee. Now works into a full.
Yeah, it's a padded backstop here at Dowling Park. Despite, it's concrete on our side, but they put padding. Much different at Oil City, where it's just a brick wall. But the ball still will bounce back, especially on turf here. We do have some action in the bullpen as well for the Oilmen. It might be our new guy who Charlie needs to go figure out who it is. And a swing and a foul tip there.
Yep, swing and miss right there for Jacob Gunn. Another strikeout for Chapulus. I'll bring up Aaron Goins, the catcher. Bottom of the 5th here. Score is 5-1 Oilmen. Vikings just unable to do a lot in terms of clearing the base path.
Chapulus right now with 5 strikeouts and 3 walks. Only allowed 5 hits. And cruising at just his 70th pitch.
That pitch right there is popped up high, and it's going to be the first baseman trying to make a play for it. No, it won't be. It'll be Aiden Thaxton, actually. Just like that, Oilmen get 3 up and 3 down. We'll be right back for the top of 6 after these messages.
There's a shortage of roofers across the country. Here at Roofers Local 26, our signatory contractors are in need of a well-trained workforce, and it's our job to provide that workforce. We are looking for people that are self-motivated, people that are reliable, people that are willing to give a hard day's work. In return, they get a good paycheck with good benefits. This is not a job, this is a career. If you're willing to put the time and dedication in, we're willing to provide you the tools and training necessary for you to succeed in the roofing industry. We've been doing this for almost 100 years. We know how to get the job done.
Back here on the Northwest Indiana Oilmen Sports Network, Charlie is no longer with us. He's going to go try to figure out who our new guy today is. We always get it's like a revolving door of players here across the Northern League, and sometimes we don't know who's coming through those turnstiles. And so Charlie's going to go figure it out. John Mastay, Griffin Winicky, Charlie Schmidgold is away right now, but that's who's joining us today. I want to say it's a nice day, just really isn't. It looks nice, it just doesn't feel nice.
It would be a very nice day if it wasn't blistering hot outside.
Yes, indeed. LeCrone's going to go back out there for the Vikings. He's really riding that high pitch count right now, about 92. He will more than likely touch triple digits. We did see people go down to the bullpen, but I think Coach Hunt is just trying to stretch LeCrone, Macklemore as we call him, a little bit farther here.
Yeah, and what's going to be a long week, especially for the Vikings. 6 games this week. I mean, you're going to have to. You're going to have to stretch your pitchers out.
I believe the Oilmen don't have an off day until Saturday.
We do not until Friday. I'll be spending the day filling up on Miller Lite. Drink responsibly.
Drink responsibly. But also have a good time.
Yes. It's a hot summer day today.
It's illegal to have a bad time with a Miller Lite in your hand. I just wrote that law. I sent it off to the people in the white buildings. They're gonna handle it.
All right, the judicial system. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And a new law: if you're upset with a Miller Lite in your hand, don't be.
Jail.
Jail.
Right to jail.
We'll be sent to prison.
Hard time, folks. You're the only lights in your room will be Miller Lite neon signs.
And kind of talking on the subject of drinking and driving, Jordan Addison recently arrested in Las Vegas, stemming from a drinking and driving cause. So
yeah, so drink responsibly, folks.
Just a reminder: if you're drinking, don't be driving.
And if you're driving, don't be drinking.
Absolutely.
Charlie Schmidgold is close to returning here. Looks like he has some information for us. He puts on his headset, and he's going to tell us all about it.
Not yet.
Okay. It's a secret tool for later.
Well, Ethan Gans right there flies out to Chris Webb and right, as Charlie Schmidgold will hold this secret till the day he dies.
Probably for like another 20 minutes.
Another few minutes.
Yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
It is integral information for the broadcast.
We'll return to the top of the order as Jake Pauly, number 42, up the bat. Playing right field. His first pitch he sees by LeCrone is a ball in the turf. The 1-0 turns into a 2-0.
Oof, hit him.
Jake Pauly takes one to the back, and he'll go to first base.
Make that, 8 in the last 2 games, Charlie?
Too many.
Too many in the last.
8 too many.
Just too many, period. And this guy coming up to bat now is no stranger to being hit by a pitch. Quinn Flanagan.
Oof, Pauly taken off. Goins waiting for it. Will he get him? No, he will not. Under the tag. Pauly's there in at second with a stolen base.
A high pitch as well from LeCrone.
Yep. I just you got it.
Might be losing the arm power here.
Fatigue is
one of 2 things goes when you're this late in the game. Either your power goes, your control goes. If not, both of them.
Seems to be the control here for LeCrone, but he will place that one in for a strike. Flanagan with Paulie on second. Flanagan pops that ball up. Chris Webb is tracking it over in right field. He'll grab it. Paulie will stay over at second base. Just like that, 2 outs there for the Vikings. And that'll bring up Dasan Lee, the catcher.
Lee's over 3 on the day. We normally see him get a couple of hits throughout a game for him, but I'm guessing with him catching today, he's losing a little bit of the leg power, having to squat down so much. And you're sending guys back down to the bullpen here, Griffin, for the second time. Maybe it's a little bit a sign Leckrone might be done here. Currently at, wait for it, 100 pitches.
100th pitch right there is in for a ball. Yep, that is Josh Viz, new player today, going in there with Elijah Rodriguez. Seems to be to me just playing catch for now. Probably just getting both arms loose. Not sure who we'll see first. As Lee right there plays that ball. Estina over at third is going to play it in there at first base. No trouble for the Vikings as they'll record 3 outs. And we'll be right back for the bottom of the 6th.
Tastes great. Let's fill it. Tastes great. Let's fill it. Tastes great. It is both. It is both. It is both. It is both. It's both.
Hey, thanks for the backup.
Wait! Let me help. Land of Frost. Premium meat. Delicious. And no byproducts.
Toss it in.
Et moi?
Okay.
Whee!
Make the smart choice. Land of Frost Premium Meat.
The grid right now. I'm gonna keep it G real with you, pimp. Oh,
The
we're
pants
back.
are
Hey,
cutting
everybody. Charlie
have
heard
been-
me saying it is too hot for me to try to do this immaculate grid, followed by me saying to be G real.
To be G real.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. Trying to figure out who's pitching here for the Oilmen. I haven't seen Chapless come out yet.
I think Chapless is coming out because 31, who supposedly should be the guy to go in, since we head to the pen. Probably see Chapless here for another inning of work.
And Chapless, right now, low pitch count compared to his Vikings counterpart. We just saw Leckrone notch his triple-digit pitch, and Chapless is only at 71.
Yep, I mean, Leckrone, who usually goes over 100 most games, probably settle at, I would say, I forget where it was, either 102 or 101. It's probably where he'll end off. And it'll be probably Josh Viz or Elijah Rodriguez coming into the ball game next inning.
It is Chapless back on the mound for the Oilmen for some more innings of work. And like I said earlier, Charlie, I don't know. We heard him talking with Zunkel a little bit, eavesdropping, as I think some people would say, that he was worried about pitch count, and Zunkel would keep an eye on it. But right now, it looks like he's not reaching that pitch count, and he's just going to keep going.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't thrown that many, so he's kind of feeling, all right. At the end of the day, these pitchers are here to throw. So if they want to continue to throw, they feel good, you might as well give them the chance.
And we'll start this bottom of the 6th inning with Michael Estina up to bat. Vikings just trying to get some runs across. We are still not sure whether this is a 7 or 9 inning ball game. Figure that out when the time comes, but as long as you guys need to know, it is the bottom of the 6th. Michael Estina looks over at his first ball. 1-0 count here for Estina out of Trinity University. Ball inside for 2. 2-0 count here for Estina. And yep, both bullpens getting some work in. 3-0 count here for Estina. That ball was too high. Estina, probably the green light here. Would not be surprised. He wanted to,
Oh
but
my
did not
God.
swing. Called strike anyhow.
If Dasan Lee didn't catch it, it was ending up on the expressway.
Oof, same spot. He'll call that a strike again.
At least it's consistent.
I guess that is what you want it to be. Yeah, at least you know that a pitch at your eyes is going to be called a strike.
full count here. Puts that into play. That ball is going to get past the second baseman, Flanagan. Michael Cena's on with a single.
Just real solid contact, taking it back up the middle and finding some space where he needed to.
Good start right there for Listina and the Vikings as it brings up Owen Bendis, who scored the only run for the Vikings in this game so far. And I will say, it's getting really cloudy out. Sun is hiding from us. Feeling a bit of a breeze from the wind. It's feeling a little nice.
Thankfully, you can feel the temperature dropping just a little bit.
Bound to be stormed on soon.
I'm going to need it to drop another, I'm going to keep it a buck, I'm going to need it to drop another 25 for me to be okay with the temperature. So, like, what's, like, pickleball rules and, like, weather? Do they play during rain and lightning, or?
They should not,
I don't
because
think
that
so.
tennis surface gets really, really slick the second it rains.
It's about the love of the game, man. Pursuit of competition.
3-0 count here.
Oh, I had thought for sure he had called a strike
Well,
earlier.
I'm pretty sure Luigi, when he goes ball, he still does a really high value
loud,
call,
yeah.
which is,
Go, like, low.
you don't need to say anything.
3-0 now turn into 3-1 on that inside pitch right there.
We are expected to get rain here at 9 p.m., which we'll be out of here by that time due to there not being lights here in the ballpark.
Bendis walks on that, and Tyler's uncle will come out, talk to Chapulus.
I mean, you'd have to envision the leash is probably getting pretty short. It's only a 4-run game, 2 currently aboard.
I think we'll see a new pitcher. I'm not sure. His uncle's not really motioning towards the bullpen just yet.
He gave a little hand gesture, but I don't know if it was a get out here. Nope, he's done.
Oh.
I was going to say he was hovering in the doorway.
Yep, Chapulus is done for the night. And after these warm-up pitches, we'll be right back after these messages.
Don't let pain knock you out of the ring. Our hand, wrist, and elbow experts are pioneers worldwide. You need us in your corner. Midwest Orthopedics at Rush. Make an appointment today. After our minimally invasive spine surgery, 80% of golfers maintained or improved their handicap. Be treated by the pros to play more like a pro. Midwest Orthopedics at Rush. Make an appointment today.
That's right, Candace. We're getting multiple reports of this mysterious but powerful phenomenon. People are experiencing a sound, after which they drop everything, and I mean everything, and run to their nearest White Castle. Now, we are urging folks to stay calm. There's no evidence that this...
Richard, we're live.
When the crave calls,
Richard, we're live.
go to White Castle for the $5 bacon bundle with 2 bacon sliders and a small fry. White Castle. Follow your crave.
Back here on the Northwest Indiana Oilmen Sports Network, it's Braden Bernecki, the new guy on the team.
And if you just want to use the one that doesn't have a number, I can just delete the other. I just want to make sure that we only have one Braden Bernecki in here.
I don't have more than one, so.
So you have the one with no number?
I have the one with no number.
Excellent. I'll add him.
Get rid of the other one.
I probably should have deleted the other before. Okay, that's all right. We'll wait till after the game.
We'll figure it out. But Braden Bernecki on the mound for the Oilmen. Number 31.
He's going out there with a tough task. He's got runners on first and second, with Isaiah Steinhilber up to bat.
Steinhilber, 0 for 1 on the day. Chapulus finishes the game on 5 innings pitched, 6 hits, 5 strikeouts, 4 walks, and only 1 earned run. Good outing for him. And Braden inherits a 5-1 ball game. And first pitch from him as an Oilman is a ball. Go ahead, Griffin. Sorry to cut you off your job there.
No, it's okay. No worries. Bernecki throws a ball right there. He sounds kind of close to my last name. When you're saying Bernecki, I keep thinking Winnicky.
Bernecki and Winnicky.
1-0 pitch is high in for a ball 2.
I can immediately tell you what this kid's problem is on the mound. His leg kick, his lead foot, he brings his knee up way too high and way too long, and he throws his balance off.
Garrett
That's why he's
Crochet.
going high. Yep.
Yeah, he's got a bit of a Crochet.
I mean, Crochet is fine with it.
Crochet a trade target in this year's trade deadline, or maybe not. As
I hope not.
Charlie Smith Gold does not want him gone.
I have to see what Getz wants to do. I don't even think Getz knows what he wants to do.
3-1 count here for Steinhilber. I mean, Lou Bob, you'd think he's probably on the way out.
He's got so much team control, though. But the problem is, by the time that contract expires, is probably about when we'd be competitive again, given the way the farm is currently moving.
Yeah, and then you're going to have to pay him. And the White Sox will never do that.
Rich's contract is Andrew Benintendi, so that ball is
Of all time.
up. Oh, my goodness. What a grab over there at first base of Marion Hatcher. Wow. What a catch right there behind the back, over the shoulder. As me and my football friends would say, in the breadbasket. Messina will tag up from second, go to third.
Look at that big smile, man.
Wow,
Zamarion's earned that one.
What a catch right there by Zamarion Hatcher.
He didn't even get under it. He almost had to chomp at the bit for it.
And he chopped that part off as first out right there for the Oilmen. Fantastic play right there by Hatcher.
But Andrew Benintendi, the biggest contract in White Sox history. That's, you know what? Okay, whatever. The problem I have with it is, do you know who the second biggest contract? Oh, wow. I don't even think they touched him.
As Desan Lee throws out Owen Bendis taking second. Not even sure if he saw it there. Coach Hunt comes out just to ask where he got Owen Bendis, telling him not sure.
I'm going to be completely honest with him. I don't even think he got tagged.
I don't think so either from our point of view.
It was way too. It was a fast play, but I thought he was way too low, and I thought the throw was just off.
Yeah.
There's someone saying something. Well, but yeah, Andrew Benintendi, the biggest contract in White Sox history. Prior to him, it was Yasmani Grandal.
Yesterday, Yasmani was catching while Andrew was hitting, and it was the two richest White Sox contracts right next to each other.
That's crazy to think about. Parker Engel up to bat, so we'll look in at a strike one. Another strike right there for Engel. And it's kind of tough. I mean, the Vikings started out on 2 hits, Listina and Bendis. And then just after that, 2 outs without a run. Strike 2. Or is that strike 3?
Oh, no, he just said that was a ball. He called that a ball.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. Luigi just doesn't know how to correctly
the
call
vocal
what the pitch
intonation.
is. And also he does hand movements as well. I'm trying to figure out who this person is yelling in the stands.
Wondering what the umpires are calling. I thought he said strike 3. Guess not.
I also thought so, but I think he signaled for 1 and 2.
Yeah, 1 and 2. It's Bernecki. Outside pitch right there.
Luigi now turns around and just directs his immediate
2-2.
thing to the umpire. It looks directly at me then.
Yeah.
You're asking me?
Okay.
He has it at 2-2.
Umpire asked us.
What's your job?
He's got 2-2.
Umpire asked the call. We're not sure. He's not sure.
I had made sure.
We agreed on 2-2.
Never in my entire life have I ever been asked by an umpire as a broadcaster what the count is.
Usually I'm not this close, so.
Well, this is
full count here for Engel.
I'm normally this close.
Ball 4 for Engel.
And for those of you who are new to our broadcast, dun 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 dun. That's Luigi for you.
Well, if we had a full count before, it would have resulted in the same outcome there.
Yeah,
it would have been a walk, so it really didn't wind up making much of a difference. But definitely mentally,
just
impacting the pitcher perhaps.
Extra pitch, maybe not needed. Dre Allred now up to bat, though. Runners on the corners for him.
And is Allred, I believe, was he the one that hit a home run last time we were here?
Yes, he was. He hit that. It was his first home run on the year for the Vikings. Hit it out and left. Dowling Park near the houses. Engel's going to 2. We'll have to go back to first. Dre Allred fouls that one.
And the wind's still blowing out there to left field. Potentially could happen again if he finds his right pitch. Only problem is when you have a new pitcher, to the team and to the league, it's kind of a standoff. You don't know how he throws, that he doesn't know how anyone bats.
Yeah.
And so it's really just the truest form of baseball.
Parker Angle picked off, or almost picked off at first. Ooh, gets there at second. Hatcher over there at first overthrows the second baseman. Listina will go from third to home. Score right there for the Vikings. It is now 5-2 Oilmen. Vikings able to tack on one right there. Would have been a terrible, terrible time if they didn't. Vikings have gotten a lot of runners on base today, just haven't gotten them across the home plate.
Giving that an E3.
Yeah, I'd probably good call right there. So that's probably the first error of the day for both teams.
It's been a clean game, which I didn't expect it to be with an AstroTurf field that's pretty wet and it's hot. Guys are tired.
You know, with the conditions, you'd be surprised. Oh, Dre Allred now up, though. Allred looks at that one low. Count is 3-1. Angle over there on second base. Allred not doing too hot this year, about 187. He puts that one into play. Third baseman Willis is going to try and play it. Yes, he does get him. Vikings will tack on one run after an error. Oilmen still lead 5-2, and we'll be right back to the top of the 7th.
Safety doesn't come in a box. It's not a banner that goes on a wall. It's not something you do now and then, or when it's convenient. It's using state-of-the-art simulators to better prepare for any situation. It's giving offshore teams onshore support, and it's empowering anyone to stop a job if something doesn't seem right. At BP, safety is never being satisfied and always working to be better.
Who is the IBEW? We're the people who bring the power to your home, the ones who make sure your phone calls and internet keep speeding along. We build things like schools and hospitals. We bring the biggest shows and sporting events to the world, keep America's railroads on the right track, help cities, states, and the federal government work for you. And we proudly build products made in the USA. The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, the IBEW.
Top of the 7th here on the Northwest Indiana Oilmen Sports Network, brought to you by Midwest Orthopedics. To be the best, you have to see the best. For a fast and speedy recovery, visit Midwest Orthopedics to become the most immaculate version of yourself. And the 7th inning also means it's time for Charlie's Immaculate Grid. Game brought to you by Baseball Reference, where Charlie tries to be better than everyone else in the world. Today's Immaculate Grid.
It's bad.
It's bad. Top of the grid looks like Chicago Cubs, a 300-plus average career batting, 200-plus wins career pitching. Left side of the grid is the Minnesota Twins, the Pittsburgh Pirates, and the Cincinnati Reds. Luckily, one of those teams is really old.
Well, most of them are.
Yeah.
But the problem we're facing here is a 300 career batting average is pretty remarkable. I mean, one of the greatest contact hitters I remember from our days of youth into the late 90s was Justin Morneau. I don't even think he batted 300 in his career.
Yeah.
Harmon Killebrew only batted 267. Torrey Hunter did not bat that high. Grady Sizemore did not bat that high. We're going to have to go, like, really old or an exceptionally good contact hitter, you know, who would probably work for that top spot. A 300 hitter who's played in Minnesota would be Luis Arias.
Yeah, good one right
Probably
there.
a pretty high number, but at this point, I'll
We're just
take
looking to fill the grid out.
6%.
Hey, there you go. It's pretty good.
6%.
What do you have so far?
So for a Twin with 200 career wins, I went with Big Sexy. We love us some Big Sexy. Bartolo Colon, 7%. Luis Arias was 6%. And then for a Cub and Pirate, could have gone Jose Quintana, formerly of the White Sox, but I decided Jesse Chavez.
New pitcher in the ballgame as well. We're going to take a quick break on Charlie's grid. Griffin, who you got out there?
It's Josh Viz, his first appearance today out of IU South Bend. Going to be entering his sophomore year.
Titans.
Yeah, the Titans. Has appeared 14 times for the Titans. 6.5 ERA, but hey, just trying to get any reps possible, any chance he can get. That's what this league's about.
So it's the I'm trying to run it down in my head. You can help me out here, Griffin. It's the Indiana University Northwest Redhawks, the Indiana University Kokomo Cougars, the Indiana University South Bend Titans. I'm trying to think what IUPUI is.
Jaguars.
The Jaguars.
Yeah. But they're done now.
I was going to say, that school doesn't exist
IU
anymore.
Isn't it just IU Indy?
Yeah, and Purdue has made a Purdue campus as a part of the West Lafayette campus. It's very confusing.
And then, obviously, the Indiana University Hoosiers, the big one. There's IU Fort Wayne, or IU East, I think they call it.
I thought that was Kokomo, no?
Is it?
East might be Kokomo, or is East the one in Richmond?
Oh, I forget about that one. Maybe.
Mike Jones is giving you quality answers, man.
Yeah, Rod Carew, he would have, but Rod Carew would have only worked for the Twins one, which we did already fill a red with a 300 average. I mean, obviously, Pete Rose, I'm sure, batted 300.
Joe Morgan, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if he played for the Twins.
Joe definitely played for the Reds, but he only batted 271 in his career.
Good hit.
That ball is hit hard over there and is out. Marion Hatcher unable to record a hit right there. Chris Webb over there in right field to make the play. 1 out here for the Vikings.
You know, I'm trying to think, who's that guy that they just brought up that's like setting the world on fire?
Oh, Ellie De La Cruz?
No, not Ellie. He's newer than that.
Oh.
I could not tell you.
less than a... Ellie De La Cruz is not even 1 season full in. Newer than that. You know what? That's a young lesson to all you baseball players out there. There's always a next big thing. Wind's picking up now, and it's dark.
Losing some sunlight, and the wind is picking up. Storm is a brewing, as they would say.
I would know. Griffin is currently sitting over a big cauldron right now. It's glowing green and a big sticks in it. He's got a lot of warts on his face and a nose.
I'm making potions for the crew.
I'm making Shadow Wizard Money Gang.
0-2 count here. White.
So can I see the grid?
I just lost it.
You lost it. What do you mean?
The tab refreshed.
Oh,
no,
unfortunate.
I'm working on it. I
Okay.
remembered all my answers.
Okay.
So ball right there. Another one. Counts 2 and 2. 2-2. For number 29 on the mound, Josh Fizz.
Anyone come to mind for you as someone who's both a Cub and a Twin?
Strikeout right there for Viz. Puts down White. Cub and a Twin, you said?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
That one I'm drawing a blank on at the moment.
I want to say Torrey Hunter for some reason, but he was never a Cub.
I don't think he was.
And then Dexter Fowler came to mind, but I just don't know if he was on the Twins. Ryan Henschel in here as Viz.
Wasn't
Poximo, strike 1.
Oh no. The guy right now that has is super. Oh, Jorge Polanco.
Was Polanco?
Polanco was on the Cubs?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm not a Cubs fan, but I'm pretty sure he was.
Well, maybe it was for like half of a season, but I'm not sure I remember.
Pretty sure that's where he's not started, but very early on.
Ooh,
No, he's only been in Minnesota.
Has he? Who am I thinking of then?
Minnesota and Seattle.
You thinking of like a middle infielder?
Yeah, there was someone
Jose Iglesias, maybe?
There was someone in like the 13 through like 17 time period. That was a middle infielder that went between the two.
Starling Castro.
Simmons, Andrelton Simmons.
Andrelton never played for
Twins.
the Twins, though.
This is fastball right there in the turf. He's got a lot of velocity behind those. Full count here for Henschel. This pitch is a ball 4.
And I'm just going to let you know, I did put in Pete Rose as a red. He was 81%.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
So I think I'm not going to feel bad about putting for Reds and Cubs. It was only half a season with the Cubs, but started his career there. Aroldis Chapman.
Oh, yeah.
He was 29%. So this grid is bad. We're just acknowledging that as it is right now.
Henschel takes off for first, and that ball is popped up. Aaron Goins unable to track it. Umpire got in the way.
Okay. All right. So I was completely wrong on position. Brian Dunsing. Who?
Dunsing?
Yeah, Duensing.
0.6%. There you go.
Probably the most mid pitcher Chicago's ever had.
All right, and I'm here to report that I did get a square on the grid wrong. I had figured A.J. Burnett had gotten 200 career wins. He did not. I didn't even think to check
That's the first one
it.
we've ever gotten wrong.
I feel like Burnett was
on the official grid before.
Burnett was 164 and 157. That is
safe there.
Yeah, safe there. Essential steals. Going for the nice rifle there, just unable to get it in time.
Garrett Cole's on the trajectory, but he's never eclipsed that number.
1-1 count here for Thaxton. That pitch is belted. Lestino over at third is going to play it over to Steinhilber for the third out of the inning. Vikings get 3 outs, no runs scored by the Oilmen, and we'll be right back for the bottom of the 7th, where we might stretch a little bit.
You like to work with your hands, creating something from nothing? Then think about Laborers Local 41. You'll get 432 hours of apprenticeship training, all while earning a wage with benefits and incurring no student debt. You'll travel to different job sites, learn tons of skills, and in a lot of cases, be the first one on and last one off a job site. It all starts at laborers41.com.
That's right, Candace. We're getting multiple reports of this mysterious but powerful phenomena. People are experiencing a sound, after which they drop everything, and I mean everything, and run to their nearest White Castle. Now, we are urging folks to stay calm. There's no evidence that this...
Richard, we're live.
When the crave calls, go to White Castle for the $5 bacon bundle with 2 bacon sliders and a small fry. White Castle. Follow your crave.
Bottom of the 7th here on the Northwest Indiana Oilmen Sports Network. Griffin, John, and Charlie here at Dowling Park trying to hold off the rain as long as we can. Griffin's potions, I believe, are working for the time being to fight back the storm. We're trying to get Immaculate Good right now. Charlie got a box wrong, so we're going to banish him from the broadcast next week.
That's true.
And
rain,
so what do you have 2 boxes
we
left?
We
have
2
only got
boxes
one guess.
left in one guess. I'm trying to think of a pitcher who would have won 200 games on either the Pirates or the Reds. My knowledge of old pitching is not near as good.
So is it career? So they just had to play for this team for a little bit?
For just a moment.
Johnny Cueto, maybe?
But
I feel like that might be. I feel like that might be.
That
like
might
a
not be
higher
enough.
One. I feel like it might be a high one.
We got an 81 on this one. We're done. It's if we can. Johnny Cueto only won 144 games, 144 and 111. Another person that came to mind for the Pirates was, again, I'd mentioned him earlier. I mean, it was a bad guess, but Jose Quintana. 96 and 99 in his career, doesn't even have a 500 record. The problem is both of these teams had kind of been stuck in perpetual not being very good.
Yeah, no.
That's funny.
Yeah. I mean, A.J. Burnett, again, he won like 170 games, but the problem is he also lost like 150-something, so... And it wasn't his fault. His team just wasn't very good.
Mike, we do not want the rain. We have
no rain. I have to move everything.
We have equipment here, Mike. We do not want the rain.
Come on, Mike.
Too much stuff
Mike,
here.
you take that back.
Mike, all will be forgiven if you can. Reds, there we go. Tom Seaver.
All will be forgiven if Mike Jones can give us a Reds player with 200 wins.
I had entirely forgotten. Tom Seaver was actually our second highest number, 76%.
Mike, didn't you tell us you grew up in Cincinnati?
I forget he was a Red.
He grew up a Reds fan at least, I think. Yeah.
Oh.
Is that right, Mike?
Well, wait. It's a little bit of delay. We'll get Mike's answer.
Yeah, we'll get it eventually, but appreciate the answer there, Mike.
Mike Jones spent about 35 minutes with us that one time it rained.
Mike Jones is a veteran of Dowling Park just as much as we are.
By the way, rarity score today, 316.
Whoa, yeah, definitely the worst one we've ever had.
Hey, we'll take it.
We will take it.
No, we won't. Hey, Griffin. I'm not taking it.
We won't take it. We won't take it.
Look, man, I'm too hot to come up with better answers, all right?
Yeah, you are. You're looking good, Charlie.
No, we ain't going to take it.
Chris Webb up the bat here for the Vikings.
I'd like to point out I haven't made a timeout joke yet.
I thank you for holding yourself. You're welcome. Not a lot of people can have that much self-control.
Like the self-control to avoid particular action.
Yep.
Like one that you would, one that you have.
Something that's technically incorrect. There it is.
Something that gives you a technical. Chris Webb fouls that off.
We're trying to say that Chris Webber called a timeout when he didn't have any. I remember that.
Now I'm trying to think of Chris Webber's teams that he's played on, like Golden State,
Kings,
Sacramento.
Well, people don't realize he went to Golden State first, then he went to the Kings, and then he played for he was a journeyman towards the end of his career because he really didn't have it anymore. Did they hit him?
No, Chris Webb was going to walk on 4 pitches.
Same result either way.
Yep. I thought there was a strike in there somewhere. My bad.
Brings up Zachary Norwine. Don't be surprised to see Webb steal here, or Norwine even place a bunt.
And Mike, we do have a tent here today.
Not our tent.
Our tent is gone.
You're the lovely people at Dowling. Yeah, I was pretty upset to see that the tent was taken, but also not really surprised because it's been about 2 weeks since we've been back here.
A lot of teams play here.
Yeah, a lot of teams do play here.
Okay, and now Luigi just keeps turning around and looking at us.
I think it's a 1-1 count, or
that was just the first pitch of the at-bat. How's it a 1-1 count?
Then an 0-1 count, excuse me. Now it's a 1-1 count.
There, you were just ahead of the curve.
I can tell the future.
Mm-hmm. Who's going to win the home run derby tonight?
Jose Ramirez.
No, Teoscar Hernandez.
Hey, is it gonna land on black or red? Which one should I put all my money on?
Pete Alonso.
Green.
Yeah, if you bet green, then I mean,
a big payout.
There may be something wrong with you. There's a hotline for that.
I mean, the reason for green is so the house always wins, so the odds are always stacked against you. That's what the green squares are for.
I once saw
it can't be a 50-50
I once
chance
saw
for
a
you.
roulette table go back-to-back greens one time.
Wow.
I also saw that back-to-back double zeros.
3-1.
It's a bad time.
Norway now with a 3-1 count with Webb on first base. Fouls that one back. Full count now. Oof. Oh, good off-speed pitch right there by Brudnicki. We'll go out on 3 strikes. Bring up the top of the order here for the Vikings is Jacob Gunn. Gunn only with 1 hit in today's affair. We're going to start something up in this bottom of the 7th. We're still not sure if this is the last inning or if it might be the bottom of the 9th.
Well, now that there's overcast, it's going to get darker faster here at Dowling Park. There's already no stadium lights here. Sunset is currently set for 8:22, so you're looking at maybe an 8 o'clock. You're going to be real dark to play. And it's currently 7:02, so we have an hour, realistically, to finish 2.5 innings.
Jacob Gunn watches that go by, and Chris Webb would walk over to second, take a turn, maybe think about third. No, he won't. And yeah, going back to the very first game of the year at Dowling Park, Miracle versus Vikings. It was a 3-0 ball game heading into the bottom of the 8th. Vikings scored 2 runs, and heading to the top of the 9th, they had to call the game because there was not enough light outside. And I honestly thought maybe there was 20 minutes left, and I honestly thought I was right because there was still a lot of light left in the game.
Yeah,
at least for an inning. At least for an inning.
Playing light's a little bit different than actual light.
Yeah.
Because the way also the Elkhart is set up, there's a lot of trees around it, so that, it gets a little bit darker quickly as well.
This one was at Dowling Park, actually.
Oh, it was here?
Oh, that was right at the start of the season,
first
wasn't
game of
it?
the year, yeah.
I remember you complaining about that.
I just wanted them to play another inning. I thought, they
who you know what? Your season might have come out so much different if they played that game. Tag him. There you go.
Saxon tags Webb right there.
Whoa, big stretch.
Completes the double play and gets Gunn out at first. 3 outs for the Oilmen.
And I think that might be all she wrote. Well, I don't know. I'm waiting to see.
Maybe it's not all she wrote.
They'd kind of reacted like the game was over. I don't really know.
They're all going back to the dugout. Nobody's clapping up yet. No, I think Luigi's tossing the balls back. And they're going. What's happening here?
I don't think they're calling this ball game. I think they're going out there for an 8th inning.
Okay.
All right, 8th inning it is. So I will.
Either we're returning and we're playing baseball, or we're returning and we're going to post-game show.
Yeah, when we come back.
Yeah.
There's a shortage of roofers across the country. Here at Roofers Local 26, our signatory contractors are in need of a well-trained workforce, and it's our job to provide that workforce. We are looking for people that are self-motivated, people that are reliable, people that are willing to give a hard day's work. In return, they get a good paycheck with good benefits. This is not a job, this is a career. If you're willing to put the time and dedication in, we're willing to provide you the tools and training necessary for you to succeed in the roofing industry. We've been doing this for almost 100 years. We know how to get the job done.
And welcome back. Charlie Schmickel, John Massey. I'm Griffin Winnicky. Just want to say thank you guys for tuning in today. There still is a ball game, though.
Yeah, we're
Top
here.
of the 8th.
Baseball's happening.
We're here.
You wanted more baseball, you got more baseball. 2 more innings of fun.
If you wanted less of us, well, too bad. Getting more.
If you wanted more of us, then thank you.
Yeah, of course.
And we're here.
It's
pickleball's still going, by the way.
Yeah.
Pickleball is still going. Pickleball or death, as I used to hear over there.
That's just.
Oh, is that what they say?
That's what they say around
Is that what
there.
they're?
That's what they're telling you?
Yep.
Insignia is?
It's almost like a cult.
Do they have a?
It's got kind of that feel to it, doesn't it?
Do they have their own hand signal?
Yeah, no, they
in secret.
They talked about me using their hands. I just wasn't sure what they were saying. All I know is that it was
Sign
very
language.
very
Jeez.
hostile.
Sun's about pretty much gone here. We have a massive. I'm turning around. I'm looking at the Cube, home of Division I Purdue Northwest hockey, and Ninja Kids.
Not even Purdue West Lafayette can brag about that one. So
exactly.
kudos to them.
Exactly. If you ever look up the Purdue Northwest hockey team roster, none of them are from America.
And
if they are, it's like Montana, Colorado, New York, places near Canada, and then the rest of them it's Russia, Finland,
Slovenia.
Yeah, Yugoslavia.
You got like
Belarus.
that one Canadian.
Yeah, it's like, first of all, how did we find you? How did Purdue Northwest find you? And as someone who works for Jed TV, I've never had the pleasure of working, not even calling, camera, nothing, a PNW hockey game. I hope I can find the time to do it this year.
And I was just thinking, Purdue has, at least at one of their main satellite campuses, a sport that they don't offer on the main campus at the Division I level, because PFW volleyball is really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously they have D1 hockey as well at PNW.
Wait, Purdue doesn't have volleyball?
No, they don't have men's.
Oh,
the women's
I gotcha.
volleyball team
Yeah,
is
okay,
exceptionally
I
good, yeah.
I don't think IU has a men's volleyball team either.
I don't believe so.
IU's hockey team is considered Division II. They just won the national championship, technically, against Miami of Ohio.
Yeah, I was talking about with John this the other day that I remember seeing this graphic a while ago that Big Ten schools, like non-NCAA sports and like what they're best at, and like Mizzou, home of John Lieber, is like, I think is like #1 at bags.
Yeah,
or
that checks out.
For you Southerners,
cornhole.
for you south of 30 people, cornhole.
My girlfriend from Ohio hates that I call it bags and exclusively calls it cornhole.
Yeah, all right. Well, Addie, you're wrong.
It's always been bags to me, even though I did grow up, little ag community. So I might be wrong, but at least I'm consistent.
That's fair.
That's all
I mean,
we
the
can
school,
ask for.
Lewis University, where I'm going this upcoming semester, they are D1 in men's volleyball. So I'm very excited to
it's a fast
tune
game.
in for those.
It's pretty interesting how...
Not at all.
Yeah.
At the D1 men's level, oh, man, they go...
Well, no, the attacks are really fast is what I'm saying. Like, the action is quick.
I thought you meant like from start to finish. It is definitely not.
It's a very hard sport to commentate, much like hockey, because of how many things are moving around at once.
This is pitch right there to Gans. Over there by Parker Engel, who'll cheater it. Ooh. Stab over there by Steinhill. We'll get past him. Goins backing up. Gans will reach over to second on that error.
You're going to call that one an error?
Yeah, I think that's an error. I think he maybe would have gotten that in time. Top of the order again here for the Oilmen, as it is Jake Pauley.
And I believe that to be the Vikings' first error of this game.
Yeah, no, it's been a pretty clean game throughout. Vikings who have had trouble with errors lately.
We're giving an E6, or what are we doing?
E6, yeah. Oilmen have a chance to just continue to tack on here with one out. There's his first pitch to Pauly. Is it strike one? That ball is low, even though it sounded like a strike.
I really thought it was.
Yeah.
Charlie, you don't have to whisper.
I don't want him to hear me.
I do.
Ball is fouled back. One-two count here. Off-speed pitch to Pauly. Hits it up to Webb over in right. Webb will catch it. Gans will tag up and go over to third. Just a reminder for everybody who is at home and watching, while you're watching the Northern League on your big TV, type up on your phone, go to ESPN or
yeah, we want to emphasize put us on your largest screen at home.
And you can put the Derby on your phone or laptop, whatever's more convenient for you.
Look, it's Addison Stallman saying cornhole. We're going to go ahead and delete that comment.
She actually used the emojis to signify that it's cornhole on top.
What an interesting opinion. Too bad that's wrong.
Ball past Goins. Gaines will score, making that a 6-2 ball game for the Oilmen. And in a time where the wind really is picking up, overcast is starting to hover over us. May it rain, may it not rain.
I hope it does.
I mean, it will rain. It will rain. It's just when.
It just depends whether it's on us or not.
Well, again, it will rain on us. Whether we'll be in our cars, in our houses, or here at Dowling Park, the world may never know.
Flanagan swings and misses on that one.
I have no idea what the count is. I must also share. I've tried keeping up with it, and I had that as strike
as
3.
We've seen today, Luigi doesn't know what the count is, so
that is a ball.
Don't be too discouraged.
Two.
So go ahead and say 2-2, and if he turns around and asks, that's what I'm telling him.
You've got a 2-2 count.
I mean, next time he asks me to say it's 4-5. See what he says.
Flanagan over there to Engel at shortstop.
Whoa!
Over
Another one.
Steinhover's head. Flanagan, after that error by Engel, will go over to second base.
Another one.
Yeah, just a tough play
Another
right
one
there by Engel. Another
We
error.
the best music.
Another one by DJ Khaled. Every chance you get's a good song. Him and
Yes,
Travis
I
Scott.
was just thinking that.
Taking you too hard. I just have music in my head 24/7.
Gatorade.
No, H2O.
Gatorade. I was actually thinking about, I wanted to have a little motto for my Western Michigan rebuild team. I was thinking about making them We the West.
Yeah, that's
that's
cool.
I like that.
Yeah, NCAA. Hope everyone watching, whether you may or
Let me tell you something.
Just know people will be busy.
Let me tell you something. There ain't nobody listening to us, watching us, and then also playing CFB 25. Everyone is. If you're playing that game, you're locked in.
You're the real utility person.
Yeah. Yeah.
As Deshaun Lee, excuse me, up to bat. Looks at that strike right there.
You can just put that on the ground, Griffin.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. The Arizona Iced Tea I cracked open to add some sound effects to our Miller Lite commercials. Getting empty.
Good play. Chris Webb over there with a diving catch on that Deshaun Lee fly ball. And after these messages, we'll be right back for the bottom of the 8th when the Vikings go up to bat.
We don't go to the office, we build it. This is a truism with Ironworkers Local 395 and the Northwest Indiana Contractors Association. Our goal is to exceed our customers' expectations. We provide a skilled, OSHA-trained, drug-free workforce, as well as many other certifications from our 4-year training program. Every time you hire an iron worker from Local 395, you should feel confident that you are receiving highly trained, highly skilled, and drug-free journeymen and apprentices who take their job and your project seriously. For more information, contact us at 219-763-7900 or ironworkers395.com.
BP's natural gas teams use Smart App technology to share data from any well instantly, so they can analyze trends and stop potential problems in their tracks, because safety is never being satisfied and always working to be better.
Bottom of the 8th here at Dowling Park. Score is 6-2 Oilmen, and what is going to be the bottom of the 8th. Overcast here, losing some light from the sun, but we'll probably have the rest of this ball game to play. John Mastay likes to take a picture of me. I bet I look good.
Can I sticker this?
I mean, mugged him.
Can I sticker this?
There's nothing I enjoy more than just giving a cold, blank stare, you know, at a camera.
You know, after this game, I think I'm going to sit down, fill up my sandwich with some Orlando Frost meat, and enjoy a nice Miller Lite so I can drink responsibly.
There you go.
And get White Castle.
Oh, White Castle sounds delicious.
You ever see that? You ever see that stand-up bit from Pat McAfee, where it's like after Peyton Manning won the Super Bowl, he's like, "I'm gonna go home and drink some Budweiser." Pat McAfee be like, "I do the same thing. I would just sell out." He goes. Roger Dale would call me in his office the next day. He's like, "Why don't you go ahead and just be quiet forever?" You guys Pat McAfee fans?
I like Pat.
He would be on regularly when I worked at the football agency.
Once again with the I did
well,
this.
Well, no, I mean like it was on all day. So I grew to be a fan because they'd watch it from beginning to end in the office, and I, had no choice but to listen.
I just saw they had Dana White on there today.
They did. I saw that.
I wanted to tweet into the show. It's like, can you ask Dana White about how he's just a super hypocrite with John Jones?
Yeah, no, that whole situation. You guys hear about the news with John Jones recently? He's been charged on 2 misdemeanors.
Oh, what a surprise!
It was
not
two people with at the time they were USADA, who used to drug test for the UFC. They no longer do that, but at the time they did. Apparently he was hostile towards them, and they charged
John
him.
Jones hostile? What?
Who knows?
I mean, it's almost like the guy's job was to fight people.
Yeah.
I am just throwing that out there.
Brother of Chandler Jones. Also, if you kept up with him recently,
he's having some problems.
He is off his rocker.
He's gone the Antonio Brown route. That CTE is hitting harder than the hits ever did.
I've seen that video of him he's just burning his clothes and stuff. Crazy video. Aaron Goins is up to bat.
Game Changer crashed on me. I'm trying to get back.
If you're following along on Game Changer and it crashed, you can blame the HR department, Hayden Myers, who's not in.
Yeah, Hayden is
right.
Yeah.
The HM department.
It falls over to me and Charlie. We're back though, so no complaints allowed.
And we back.
We back.
Shout out Kenny. Aaron Goins
Hayden Myers
just
returned from his personal issues from Utah. Back safe, so he'll be back with us at Oil City next time when we have some games this weekend. We'll be happy to see him.
Do you guys think today's today, the home run derby is Todd Frazier's favorite day? It's the only day he can really be on TV.
Yeah, it's the only day that he's actually useful.
I loved him on the White Sox.
Yeah, remember when he fought Adam Eaton?
Yeah.
Can you blame the guy?
Can you blame Adam Eaton or can you blame Todd Frazier?
Todd Frazier. I kind of wanted to fight Adam Eaton sometimes too.
How many World Series rings do you have, buddy?
None.
Yep, exactly.
Bring back Adam LaRoche's son.
I've got something interesting for you. So, you know how there was that D3 college that closed that made the run in the College World Series?
Yeah.
His son was a pitcher on that team that pitched in that run. Yes, Adam LaRoche's son that broke up the locker room. Yeah, so he could potentially come back.
I'm going to read off this lineup for you guys. It's the batting order for the first round of the home run derby. As that ball is passed by the catcher, Garrett Goins.
So is it matchups again?
No, I think they're doing time for the first round. What I read, but I wasn't 100%.
It's never the same.
Yeah. It's going Alec Bohm, Bobby Witt, Adolis Garcia, Teoscar, Pete Alonso, Jose Ramirez, Marcelo Zuna, and Gunnar Henderson. So they're going from least amount of home runs in the regular season to most. How they're deciding the batting order.
Ozuna from the Braves is the second most home runs out of that group. That is very impressive to me.
I mean, I don't like. Listen, the thing about the home run derby is the same thing as like the slam dunk contest in the NBA. The people who should be in it aren't.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, Gunnar is the leader in MLB right now.
I do like Gunnar, Jose, and Marcel in this event, but again, we've talked about it before. People who have listened to the broadcast recently, I talked about Alec Bohm being in it. He can crush some balls, but he hasn't done it a lot this season.
The thing is, he's a really strong one-sided hitter.
Yeah.
But on the benefit of this is you're not having to face a pitcher that you don't need to face.
It's just BP.
Right, exactly. It's
yeah.
BP against your preference. So he might hit some bombs. See it? See what I did there?
Some bombs.
Yeah, we all saw it.
Well, how was I supposed to know if I didn't receive verbal confirmation that you received my
I really
message?
enjoyed that joke,
Can
Charlie.
you confirm you guys heard
I
that?
told him, Chuck.
Count is 2-1 here for Listina. 3-1. Sorry.
Oh, well.
It's my
At this point, I think we're the ones keeping track of count.
ball
From
4
time to time.
for Listina.
Yeah. Dot.
Bernicki has got runners on the corners with 0 outs. His uncle's going to come out there, just talk.
Is he coming with someone?
He is.
Gans is going to go out there.
So who's coming on the mound?
Well,
Flanagan?
All right, who's pitching?
I think it might be Flanagan.
Okay. But I would assume it would be because he was the one that he was wanting to save for an inning. Ryan Henschel was trying to make his case earlier today on why he deserves to pitch. But I think this is going to be relief. Flanagan coming in.
And while this relief happens, we'll be right back after these messages.
There's a shortage of roofers across the country. Here at Roofers Local 26, our signatory contractors are in need of a well-trained workforce, and it's our job to provide that workforce. We are looking for people that are self-motivated, people that are reliable, people that are willing to give a hard day's work. In return, they get a good paycheck with good benefits. This is not a job, this is a career. If you're willing to put the time and dedication in, we're willing to provide you the tools and training necessary for you to succeed in the roofing industry. We've been doing this for almost 100 years. We know how to get the job done.
And we are back. A little bit of update on this home run derby format. Alec Bohm does have a 3-minute timer, but he also has pitches left when it comes to 40. So I guess they're counting foul balls too, like his total.
So they're combining both things?
Yeah, but they're not giving him a certain amount of outs though. And Alec Bohm has not hit. Oh, he's hit 1 home run.
It's probably ensuring that they keep the tempo up.
Here's a.
I'll
I
put
guess.
this in the middle so we can all watch.
I mean, it's
Sorry for being
okay.
selfish. I think that one was not a home run. Bohm's got 1 so far.
And for Quinn Flanagan coming in here, he's an excellent reliever for this Oilman squad. He does a lot better out of the pen than in his starting position, in my opinion. He's already notched a few saves this year. Looking for an opportunity to tack on 1 more. With 2 runners aboard, this will be a save situation for him, despite the fact that it is a 4-run game.
Flanagan there with runners at the corners and no outs. He's got Owen Bendis up to bat. We'll check over at Listina.
Hey, quick update on the home run derby. They're hitting home runs.
Really?
Yeah.
Here, let me move my
thought.
Just wanted to make sure that was out there.
Bendis looks at that ball right there. As a little bit of an update, Alec Bohm has 5 home runs.
This is the this is where the Rangers play, right?
Yep, at a Globe Life American.
Is it a home run hitting park?
I'm not sure.
Anyone
It's
know
pretty
that?
neugral, I think.
Yeah.
See, what
I
they
remember
should do is
their
they should
last
play.
ballpark.
They should play at that Little League field they call Yankee Stadium.
Or play at Coors.
Or right field or just Fenway.
They did play at Coors not that long ago.
It was there, yeah, a few years ago.
Like 3-ish.
Flanagan puts 1 in there outside for a strike.
Y'all remember when Alex Bohm got caught on camera saying, "I hate it here in Philadelphia"?
He owned up to it. His interview after I thought was a
Well,
lot
yeah.
better.
Well, when you know, Philadelphia fans, Reiner's gonna go home. I mean, Philly fans are like they boo their own players.
Some people might call that dedicated, but I call it a little ignorant. That's going out to you, Philly fans.
This one's for you.
Well, that was a crazy sequence that we just saw. So in an attempt to steal second, Desan Lee tried to pop up, ball got under him, 1 run scored, and the other runner also advanced to third. So this has really made things more interesting. It's now 6-3 with another run only 90 feet away.
Oof, Benisov's walk, corner, strike. As that was going to cross home plate, Lucina came from first all the way over from third on that pass ball. Swing and a miss by Bendis. He is going out on strikes.
Really good job by Flanagan there, even though you had that pass ball that you did not want to have, allowing a run to score, buckling down and getting the strikeout.
Next up to bat, will bring Isaiah Steinhilber.
Okay, so I see what they're doing. The clock is not, it's not a short amount of time where it's like, oh my God, you got to get these out. It's mainly, I can see just so, what Charlie said, tempo, so you're not taking 40 minutes up there. Which I understand.
I do kind of like the idea as that ball hits Steinhilber off not the shin guard, but his elbow guard, and he'll be going to first base. I do kind of like the idea because, they are taking a lot of time with this. And with the pitches, on a full 3 minutes, you probably expect him to get 60 total pitches. But, Bohm has 40 seconds left and only 9 pitches left.
But I'm looking at Alex Bohm batting, and I can just tell he's going at a more steady pace than what they were previously doing. Like, the reason I feel like previously guys just weren't hitting home runs is because they just had to go out there and swing the bat as hard as they could, as fast as they could. That's not baseball.
And some power behind that one as Parker Engel lines that one out to left field. Lestino will come across to score. Score is now 6-4 Oilmen. Runners on first and second for Dre Allred.
And that means that the tying run in this game is at first base right now, and that is pretty significant. Flanagan's really got to lock in here.
What's pretty significant is it's just a little bit before 7:30, and so if the Vikings tie it up and it's a deadlock, this game might end in a tie.
Allred puts that over the third baseman's head. Steinhilber is staying at third base. Good move right there by Coach Hunt to tell him to stay. And I sure am eating my words here as Alec Bohm notches 20 home runs in the first round. Wow, that's a great performance right there by him.
I mean, again, when he's facing a matchup that he can handle or batting practice, guy hits nukes. And this is a dangerous situation right now in front of us with Webb coming up. If he could put together one like that, that'd be a bad sign for the Oilmen.
Webb puts a drive on that ball. It's going to drop in front of the left fielder. Steinhilber is scoring. Engel's going to stay over at third. Just like that, Vikings are down by 1 with 1 out and bags are loaded.
That's 3 straight line drives to left field. So I'm wondering if they have something landing here on Flanagan, or if they're seeing the ball really well that they're sending down the line.
Flanagan, I did hear a teammate mention before the game that he was trying to cover, not reference that his arm wasn't feeling 100%. So
he just told him.
Oh, now
relay it to
everybody
hey,
knows
Griffin, go relay that to your dugout.
Go tell everybody.
Well, I mean, I think they figured it out if they've put together quite a few hits off him.
Lays in 2 strikes right there against Norwine. 0-2 count here. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Norwine goes down swinging.
Now, this is one of those situations that we were talking about you draw up as a kid. The bases are loaded, you're down by 1, 2 outs. It's now or never.
And that dream may come true for Jacob Gunn as he enters the back base. He's got runners on every base. He's got Webb on first. As he puts that one foul. He's got Webb on first, Allred on second, and Engel on third. So a ball put into play here in the outfield might be scoring more than 1. A lot of fast guys on the base path for the Vikings.
Well, it's got to be a hit in the outfield. If it's put in the outfield and caught, going back to the end of the inning.
That's when we'll go to the top of the 9th, but just not there just yet.
How do you guys feel about the Phillies this season? Do you think they can finally do it?
I think they have the pieces. I think Nolan's good enough. His gun fouls that.
We should give them Garrett Crochet, and in return we get Bryce Harper.
They are someone that is in the market for them. I believe Abel or one of their other top pitching prospects would be the most likely matchup.
Ranger Suarez started off the year really hot for them.
He's been unbelievable.
He's kind of cooled down his last few starts, but I mean the pitching has been pretty solid for them. as they are in the market. That ball is passed. Engel's going to cross home, and that ball game is now tied. Ooh. And just like that, with a snap of the finger, you would think a 6-2 ball game turned just right into a 6-6 ball game.
This is the first time, and I don't mean this disrespectfully, this is the first time that the Vikings have been threatening to the Oilmen this season. And so part of that might just be that the Oilmen don't know how to react against the Vikings team who can put up runs against them.
Yep, and this Vikings team desperately looking to just take the lead here. Gunn fouls that off. Staying alive here.
I've just been informed we're in a tornado watch until 1 a.m.
Well, everybody stay safe. Ball in the turf again. Count is now 2-2 with 2 outs, 2 runners on bases, and the guy on second base is wearing number 2. So a whole bunch of 2s.
Deuce is wild.
Number 4, Jacob Gunn looks at that one. Ball is past the lead. Allred's going to score, and the Vikings take the lead after that one. 7-6 ball game in favor of the Vikings right now. Another pass ball by Lee.
And I got to tell you, I'm almost a little surprised that they're not just going to call it here and there, because I highly doubt that we have enough light to start another inning.
I'd be surprised, honestly. There's a lot of overcast shadowing us right now.
I mean, it's 7:30. Sunset's officially within in 50 minutes. So
Bobby Witt's up to bat. Just good. Well, he is. It's Aaron Goins here in the Northern League.
And do you happen to know where he plays college ball at?
Aaron Goins is going to Roosevelt. Let me make sure. Yep, he's going to Roosevelt University.
Okay, I was just curious.
He'll be playing on this field
his
a little bit.
His helmet's an eye. I'm pretty
Yeah, I
sure.
thought it looked like the Iowa helmet was the only reason why I was asking.
I can look. I don't think he went to Ileana Christian.
He needs to get used to this field then, because Roosevelt, I've mentioned before, is going up to D2. They will be in the GLIAC, which is the same conference PNW is in. So he'll probably play about 7-8 games here next season.
Goins fouls that one off. And if you're asking about the eye on his helmet, he did go to Ileana Christian.
Well, that makes some sense then, doesn't it?
He batted .321 his senior season.
He's definitely spent some time here as well. Ileana. Sometimes high schools rent out this field, and I've definitely seen Ileana Christian play here before.
It's a great field to play at if it's the morning, not if it's 5 o'clock.
Somewhere
it is 5.
Hey, pickleball's still going, though. It's all that matters.
They are. And if they're not stopping, then we're not stopping. Goins loads up on that one. Ball out to left field. It's going to drop in front of White. Chris Webb's going to score. Gunn in at third. Goins in at first. Extends the lead for the Vikings from 7-6 to 8-6.
And what a performance here by the Vikings in this 8th inning. In the dying breaths of this game, they come out here and they have been not just walking, they've been piecing these balls.
In a very much needed game where they needed hits like this, runs across the board. This is much needed for the Vikings. As they still have a chance to do something here. 2 outs though. Michael Sienna's up. He's got Goins and Gunn on the corners. Inside ball right there. 1-0 count here for Mike Listina. Fleming's going to check over on Goins at first. Goins probably won't steal here.
I mean, I couldn't envision so.
I mean, you have the lead, and who knows if we're playing more baseball.
Just look at strike one right there.
I mean, the rule of thumb is when you're an umpire playing in a position where you have to worry about sunlight, the rule of thumb is you have to say, can we get out a full inning?
Well, and the other thing is the longer the Vikings are able to keep hitting, the more likely they are to have taken away more of that time.
Stina pops that one up. Flanagan at the mound will play it. Oilmen will get 3 outs, but not before the Vikings tack on a bunch and even take the lead. And we'll be right back after these messages.
That is it.
Actually, the game is over.
That's the end of the game.
8 runs for the Vikings.
8-6.
8-6.
No, that inning was
6 that inning. We're not playing a 9th now.
I think that'll be it.
Yep.
We're going to take a quick break here on the Northwest Indiana Oilmen.
No, I think we're playing a 9th.
Who's in charge here?
All right, it looks like we are playing a ninth. So.
Yep. We're right back after these messages.
Yep.
Safety isn't a list of boxes to check. It's taking the best technologies out there and adapting them to work for you. The ultrasound that can see inside patients can also detect early signs of corrosion at our refineries. High-tech military cameras that see through walls can inspect our pipelines to prevent leaks. Remote-controlled aircraft can help us identify potential problems and stop them in their tracks. At BP, safety is never being satisfied and always working to be better.
It's common for back patients to have a lot of questions, but at Midwest Orthopedic Specialty Hospital, we ask a lot of questions too. We want to know about their jobs, their hobbies, their lifestyle. Because spinal conditions are oftentimes complex and multifaceted, the best solutions take into account work and lifestyle. The spine is at the basis of everything that we do and who we are. For us, surgery is not the first priority. Finding the least invasive option to give you your life back is.
Welcome back. It's the top of the ninth here at Dowling Park. Hammond Vikings lead 8-6 in what was a pretty big eighth inning for them. Top of the ninth. Vikings just need 3 outs and they can collect their first ever win against the Oilmen. A little bit of concern on whether this game is going to continue or not just because of light, but seems like we're going to go another inning as it is 7:35 here. Just a little bit of confusion on light, but
well, it's a. I mean, the umpire said that was it. And they decided to still play, but he does have the final say. So I don't know.
And what he thought might have been the game, he's like, screw it, we got light.
So what it's really going to come down to here is how quickly these 3 outs can be created by the Vikings. If they can do it without giving up 2 runs, they're going to come away with a win. Otherwise, then, other factors start to come into play.
And Josh Viz, who's done a pretty solid job for the Vikings throughout. He's got a tough part of the Oilmen lineup. He's got Zamarion Hatcher, Isaiah White, and Ryan Henschel due up. He's got 2 runs to work with. But hoping he can just finish this game with 3 outs. His pitch to White is belted over there in right center. Trail Red's going to stop it. Ball's over angle. Ooh, fantastic stop right there by Lestina. You'd almost think that was a regular ground ball, but nope, just a throw. 1 pitch for Viz, and it's a single by Isaiah White. Next up, or excuse me, that was Marion Hatcher hitting that. This is Isaiah White. The commentator Jail I Go for mixing names up. First pitch that White looks in at is a ball. That ball is popped up. Angle looking for it. Will grab it. Almost tried playing.
What's with the catch? What's with the catch? What's with the catch?
I think he was pretending on maybe dropping it just to even get Hatcher at second, but
if he would have dropped it, he could have had a double play.
Play. Maybe he was thinking about it, but ultimately just took the catch.
Hey, you know what? If you catch it, it works.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it doesn't work quite as well.
An out is an out, and due for an out is Ryan Henschel, who has not gotten a hit yet this game. Fouls that one off. Wouldn't be surprised to see Hatcher take off here, trying to create some offense around the bags.
Yeah, well, that's true. You have to remember he's pretty important in this moment because if you were able to create a home run, that would then tie the game. And Henschel does have a home run this year out to left.
Out. Hatcher goes. Viz steps. Oh, no, he
what
is
are you
safe? Wow, what a call. Umpire's going to call him safe. Ooh, really
Hunt's
not
coming
sure.
out.
Yep. Coach Hunt's coming out.
I don't think he saw that, to be honest with you.
I'm not sure if he did see that.
Let me tell you something. I saw that.
He's gonna.
So are they appealing to Luigi, or what are they doing?
I think Luigi's gonna call him safe because
he didn't see it either.
Yeah. Oof.
That was.
not a fantastic call. Questionable.
Fans asking if they got a check for the game. They did, in fact.
Yeah,
get one.
they do get paid.
They do get paid here.
But that was a tough break right there.
Yeah. Just. Oof.
And I mean, again, it takes some serious guts to try to break for a second like that in that moment. Because again, that run is more important than the runner in that moment. But hey, Hatcher saw his opportunity, and based on the call, he
got it.
Good heads up.
Whether
play
he
by
did or not,
Viz,
it's called the way it is.
We don't have a good vantage point here. Umpire called him safe, and that's what we'll keep it at here for now. Well, and we'll do that again on this 0-1 count here for Josh Viz.
So Luigi's now stopping to stare down a fan in attendance. All right, welcome to the Northern League.
Hey, fans.
Hello. Hey, hey, friends. As
This is just a reminder. This is just a reminder, just to be a good sport.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we did get a couple of foul balls from
Yes,
a good
thank you.
Samaritan coming
Thank
to
you.
return them.
I'll return
Much
these
appreciated.
at the half. Viz
If
with
there is a
the
half.
second pitch outside.
So again,
you should keep those and turn those in for $1 at Oil City.
That is a good point.
Just rack up these.
Yeah.
Be floating dollar
We
bills.
embezzle them. Yeah.
Enschel pops that one up. Steinhilber going over to make the play. Does get it. Steinhilber will catch the second out of the game. That'll bring up Aiden Thaxton, 7-hole hitter. One more out for the Vikings, and they can claim their 5th win on the year and what will be their first win in, I want to say, 2-3 weeks.
Also, first win against the Oilmen. You guys are,
and that would
that would just make the Indiana Panthers the only team who've not beat the Oilmen.
Yes, a dogfight.
Shout out Seth.
There's a pickoff attempt.
They've
right
played awfully
there.
close many times.
So did the umpire just not want to give a safe or an out call on that one? He just wanted to stand there?
Guess he didn't know himself again.
He was safe on that one.
Yeah, he
yeah,
was
but
safe.
again, no call,
Just yeah, who knows?
no signal, nothing.
Henschel fouls off that first pitch of his at bat. Or sorry, not Henschel, Thaxton.
Yeah, I mean, Thaxton's a solid Division I hitter over at Valparaiso. He's got a real knack. As of late, he's just been getting hit by the ball a lot more than hitting it, but he certainly does have some talent to put bat on ball.
0-1 here now turns into 0-2 after that foul ball.
A little excited on that one. Saw an off speed and just jumped on top of it a little too early.
Now facing the 0-2 count with 2 outs here. Viz is probably going to throw a little something off speed, something to chase at.
Based on how poorly he timed the last one, I wouldn't be surprised.
Off speed. Thaxton puts that up in the air. Webb chasing after that. It's right. Cannot get it. Gun over at second's going to get it.
Stay at 2.
Hatcher's going to cross the plate at home. Just like that, Oilmen just tag on another one just to get another, or just to get an inch closer. And that brings up Mason List, third baseman.
An 8-7 ball game now. That's a high risk, high reward situation there by Webb in right field. If he makes the grab, the game's over, and he ends it on a highlight play that we probably cut up and send over to Sports Center. But that just gives the Oilmen a little bit more breathing room and a little bit more hope to take back this game.
First pitch right there. Not sure.
I don't know what his
It was
calls
a ball.
are. I don't
It
know
was
what
a
his
ball.
calls are.
I don't know if he said high or hike. Ball fouled back.
Well, he shouldn't be saying anything.
He is out of baseballs if you
Hey,
do want
Griffin,
to
I've
slide
got
those.
balls. I've got balls.
Go ahead.
Here, I
think
can
he's
take
good.
him over there for
I
you.
think he's good. I think he's good. He's got him. Oh.
So I hand my balls off to Charlie. He'll go return them.
Sorry for the buzzing noise. Charlie just decided to slam his headset.
1-1 count here for List. Swing and a miss. Good pitch right there by Viz. 1-2 count here. Charlie, thanks for returning those baseballs.
No problem.
1-2 count here. Josh Viz. In the turf. Good stop by Goins.
Really nice work behind the plate. You don't want to allow that runner to move any closer.
Absolutely not. In such a close game like this. He has to take a second to tie his shoes on the mound. Two count here. 2 outs, runner on second. Viz loads up. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And with that, Vikings take their 5th win of the year and their first win against the Oilmen.
Wow. An absolutely hard-fought game by the Vikings. Didn't always go their way, but they made sure to take it at the points they needed to. The Vikings finally beat the Northwest Indiana Oilmen, and we're going to get out of here before we get rained on. But first, the post-game show.
Right, Candace. We're getting multiple reports of this mysterious but powerful phenomena. People are experiencing a sound, after which they drop everything, and I mean everything, and run to their nearest White Castle. Now, we are urging folks to stay calm. There's no evidence that this...
Richard, we're live.
When the crave calls,
Richard, we're live.
Go to White Castle for the $5 bacon bundle with 2 bacon sliders and a small fry. White Castle. Follow your crave.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome here to the post-game show. Northwest Indiana Oilmen lose today, and it's the first victory in a minute for the Hammond Vikings, picking up their 5th win of the year. Griffin, it's okay to brag, bask in it a little bit. Tell us about this game.
Feels pretty darn great. You know, especially against the Oilmen. Oilmen have just had the Vikings number the whole season this year. It's really nice to see a win right there. Some good pitching and even better hitting in that bottom of the 8th inning by the Vikings. I couldn't be any happier for the guys. They did a great job today. And I do have to hats off the Oilmen. I thought they did a good job today, too.
I was fully expecting Griffin to hit us with the Kevin Garnett, anything is possible. Because really,
Tatum.
We did it.
We did it.
Leave the guy alone. But an interesting game. Umpiring is umpiring as usual, and I would like to give a friendly reminder to fans that you yelling at your umpires while your son or daughter is playing in the game you are currently at does not help them whatsoever, so do yourself and your child a favor and keep it to yourself.
You can also become an umpire.
Yeah, it's not that difficult. And
do you think their job is so easy to try?
Yeah, of course. That's just my message to fans for the end of the game. Yeah. And I know I say things. That's because I say it to you at home. I don't say it to the umpire. That's 2 separate things. Go on.
You did ask the umpire who was keeping track of the count today.
Because he asked me first.
Yeah, I guess that is a fair point.
We weren't too sure today.
That's a fair point. So,
and to be fair, no, I didn't. I asked him, are you asking me? Direct quote from me.
Yes, that's fair. Okay, so when you take a look at this game today, White Castle player of the game, takeaway for the Northwest Indiana Oilmen, a triple in this game, 4 total bases for Isaiah White. He did a fine job out there in left field today as well. Definitely deserving of the White Castle player of the game today.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. It's unfortunate he has to have that with a loss. You know, you never want to win a player of the game award in a losing effort because, you know, if you ain't first, you're last. Mm-hmm. And right now, Oilmen are last. Not in the Northern League, but last tonight.
So tough break for the Oilmen. Jubilation for the Hammond Vikings. 8-7 victory. And when we return next, it'll be tomorrow, a 2-game set for us from Griffith. Griffin, where are you guys headed?
I'll be in Highland, where we'll be taking on the Panthers in this dog fight for 4th place, where we just took over. Can't wait. It ought to be a good ball game.
We'll look forward to both of those. And, folks, thank you very much for your time and attention. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and thank you for joining.